Hello on to the Red Zone with Red Boots TV, aka RBTV. This is going to be the first official episode of our show slash podcast slash news slash prediction slash recap, whatever you want to call it, of the two best leagues in the world, Serie A and Premier League. So I will start by introducing myself and telling everyone who I am. My name is SK. You cannot call me GG. Please call me SK. Uh, I'm a huge Juve fan. I started following them since 2003. So not three, sorry, 2013. So it's been almost a decade. Let's go and say it's a decade. And in the Premier League, I'm a big fan of teams with Italian DNA. So my pick for this year is Chelsea. How about you, Betty?
Hi everyone. I'm Betty Stone. I'm from Italy. I'm Italian, and I'm a huge AC Milan fan. I grew up with Ancelotti's Milan, so you'll probably understand why I like AC Milan. My favorite player is Andriy Shevchenko. He was actually my first crush. And
Nice.
as
Ooh.
yeah, right. He's Libra.
Oh my God.
So as for Premier League, I guess my favorite team is Chelsea as well. SK.
Let's
What?
go.
Oh,
So many Chelsea
Okay.
fans
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Stop
That's the only
this.
way to do it.
But you're
Oh,
not the only one
it's a
representing.
perfect segue to the actual Chelsea fan then.
I'm the only one representing. Nah, I don't buy
Yeah.
it. But anyway, what's up, guys? My name is Chinese Man. Well, technically it's Chinese Man 07. But anyway, everybody calls me Chinese for short. I don't mind it. I'm not actually Chinese though, so I don't know where that came from. I'm Jamaican. But anyway, as you can see, I support Chelsea, the best team in the world. I can say that, right?
I
It's
mean,
not
it
Yeah.
is a
controversial.
fact.
Yeah, we won
It's a
two
fact
Champions
right
League.
I don't
now.
We
agree,
won the
but you know
Champions
why I
League, so
don't.
yes, I can say we are the best team in the world.
Yeah.
As for my favorite player, it's definitely Frank Lampard, even though on the back it is Conte at the moment, but it is
Oh.
Frank Lampard.
Traitor.
How? How is that being a
He came over
traitor?
to us
What?
at some point. I just
Now
want to point
Lampard
that
is
out.
the OG. I do love Conte though. He's a beast. He's definitely a machine. He keeps the midfield going. Him and Jorginho. I gotta give a props to Jorginho. But anyway, that's me. CS. What about you?
All right, hello everyone. I'm CS. I'm an extremely white Mexican, but nonetheless, I am Mexican though. I'm a big City fan. I've been following City for a while now, since the Mancini days, and yeah, my favorite player is definitely Kun Agüero, just for the fact that he gave me the best memory that I've had since I followed City. I think everyone here
Aguero.
knows
That one.
exactly. Everyone
Yes.
here knows
Yes.
that special goal assisted by an Italian player. So I bet you guys like that. But
Balotelli.
yeah, I'm also a big
Balotelli.
Mexico
Yeah.
fan, obviously. Yeah, that's pretty much what you guys got to know about me. What about you, O'Malley?
Hello, Mali. No, I'm not Irish. I just put that name because I like it. I support Arsenal. I've been supporting them since 2000s. So since the Arsenal Wenger period, those were the glory days. Now, not so much. My favorite player at Arsenal is Dennis Bergkamp, which may be a surprise to some people who like Henry, but I like Dennis Bergkamp. My favorite player ever is Ronaldinho, though. I do
Oh,
like him very much.
filth.
I've been watching. I'll say in Italy, maybe I sort of like Atalanta because I do like the way they play, and I kind of may be interested now in Roma because Jose Mourinho's there.
The
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
special one.
yeah,
Special.
exactly, the special one.
But
The
I've
he
always
he
liked
special
was
Jose
at
one.
Mourinho a
Chelsea.
lot.
So.
No, he's a special
Um,
because he won the treble for Inter, not because of his time at Chelsea.
Okay. It's mostly Chelsea.
yeah, I can.
That's a huge deed, right? Like doing a travel for Inter.
That's small leagues.
It's like
Well,
Hercules.
Small league.
Yeah.
oh
But
wow.
well, for today we got a lot to talk about. But I guess we got to start with what do you guys think, or who do you guys think club-wise got the best deal on the transfer market this season?
Well, for me, since I'm a Juve fan, I honestly we have had one of the worst transfer markets we've ever had in like probably the last 10 years. I mean, we sold the guy that got us guaranteed 30 plus goals a season, right? We sold him for, I believe, 14, 15 million. So we made about a 14 million economic loss because we were, in order for us to balance out the books with the Ronaldo transfer, we would have had to sell him for at least 30 million. Because remember, we did pay 100 million for him 3 years ago. And City, CS, they
Yeah.
wanted Ronaldo for free, and Juve were
Mhm.
like, "No, you were willing to pay 120 million for Conte just 3 days ago. So how come you can't, like, 30 million is basically
They
pocket
paid
change for you, you know?"
they
But
paid 100 for Grealish.
they paid
Grealish?
100 for Grealish, and they were ready to pay
Yep.
to pay the 120 million for Kane, but Spurs was like, "No, no, no." But sorry for jumping a little over. I just wanted to vent my frustration with Ronaldo for a little bit. But for Juve, honestly, we haven't really done much other than we struggled for the first 2 months of the transfer market to find 5 million to close off the Locatelli deal, which is he's not a officially Juve player really. It is a loan deal for, I believe, 2 years, and then we have an option and an obligation to buy him after that, depending on his performances. So that was 30 million. 30 million.
He's a
30
Juve
million.
fan, so
He is.
he'll
He
manage to
is. And
stay.
Betty, I don't know if you knew that before, but he used to play for Milan, and I don't know if you
Oh
knew
yes,
he
I
was a
do.
Juve.
Oh
Did you
yes, I do.
know he was a Juve fan when he was at Milan?
No.
You
I
didn't know
found
that?
out now.
That
I
was like
found out now.
heartbreak for you, right?
Well, the thing is, it's not. I don't really care that he's a Juve fan. It's just that it's one of those players that they basically blossom. Do you say blossom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like
Yeah.
they blossomed the moment they got away from Milan.
hmm
But
Well,
it's just how it works. It happens with probably every team. But it's just
Yeah.
even like Hauge this time, like the moment he left, he started scoring. Actually,
It
because
is true.
he started playing because he wouldn't play in AC Milan. So that's probably the main reason for everyone.
I know
okay.
a lot of people they were criticizing Pioli for not playing Hage, but I feel like that's another topic in
Yeah,
itself, really.
we'll get
Yeah.
into it later.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you, Betty, what do you think? Who would you say
So,
Milan had a good or bad transfer market?
well, my answer is actually PSG.
Oh,
For the
controversial.
best.
Okay.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
For the
got like
best.
they got some of the best players that we have in the world, and part of them they got for free. So
That is
I guess that is we'll have to talk about it
true.
one day because it's like some things are a little crazy, like the amount of like the budgets they had was really impressive.
I mean,
But
they had a lot
also
of money. So
the
that
thing
is
is they're not like champions. I mean, they're not like the team where you want to go to and know that you win everything because you know, I don't know how long it is. Like the last time they won, did they ever win a Champions League?
PSG?
haven't
Like
they?
one?
No,
I don't know.
they
No, they
haven't. No.
haven't.
No, they've never won
Never.
a Champions League before.
They
No.
never
See,
won it.
so
That's unfortunate for
it's
them.
not like moving to Chelsea to going to Chelsea. So it's interesting how they like every player want to go to PSG for some reason, but they still haven't won anything. So
Well,
I
I
don't know
guess
what
it's
the
just
appeal.
about
I don't know
hype.
what the appeal is, guys. I have no idea.
yeah,
What can
right.
it be? Yeah. What can it be?
It's for the hype. Also, yes,
Yeah.
the money.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah.
it's also the money. I mean, who wouldn't want to get paid a couple mil or
No,
even
you're right,
hundreds
but
of thousands just to sit on the bench?
it
Because a lot of them aren't playing.
Donnarumma.
it's interesting.
That
No,
are
you
15
know,
million
it's
to sit on the bench.
interesting. It's interesting because some players choose to get less money and then stay in the team they want to play in, and some just go with the money.
Well, yeah, most of the time it's always about the money. But anyway,
Yeah.
for me, I would say that Chelsea they kind of flopped on the transfer market because we had Lukaku before, like what 8 years ago or whatever. We had him as a youth. We could have molded him in the youth club, bring him up, and we wouldn't have to
For
spend a
free.
dime. Like, but then after he went to Inter and I guess became a sensation, we decided, okay, you know what? Let's just waste 150 mil for someone that's kind of old already. I don't know how much years we're gonna get out of him, but I mean, for the most part, he is showing that okay, we're getting our money's worth from him. So it's not a total
Yeah.
waste, but it's still embarrassing to spend that much for someone that we already had. We sold him for like what? I forgot how much we sold him for.
115. Oh no, sorry.
No, we
Back in the
bought
day.
him for 115, but we sold him for like what 10, 20 million, something like that. We sold him for a lot cheaper to Inter, and then we're just gonna buy him back. Like that's just a waste, honestly, for me. I get that we won a Champions League, but still a waste for me. But CS, what do you think? Manchester City?
So, me personally, I mean, Eski already touched a little bit on it, but Man City, I think they definitely took a loss. It's still, I mean, we still gotta see how Jack Grealish actually performs there, but I personally think they took a loss paying 100 million for him. He hasn't been doing bad, but he hasn't been doing 100 though. That's the problem that I have with it. And in
He
regards
never
to
will
like
do.
the
He never will.
yeah,
That's messed up.
and in regards to like the best transfer, I'm gonna say other than PSG, because we already touched on that, I'm gonna say Ronaldo going to Man U.
That's not a
15
bad
million
deal.
for Ronaldo is extremely good, and I am still very, very salty about that transfer not going to City.
He
If
can
they needed
enjoy
a
fourth
striker,
place in the
and he
EPL.
got away.
Wow, wow, SK. O'Malley, what do you
United
think?
can enjoy the 37-year-old. They can enjoy him.
Well, for a 37-year-old, I think he's doing fine for himself. O'Malley, what do you
He'll,
think?
he'll do well. The worst bit of business in the transfer window ever is Arsenal. They apparently they spent the most money in the transfer window, and they've brought no one in that can change the team. They brought a goalkeeper that's championship level. They brought a centre mid who's championship level called Lakonga. Never heard of him in my life.
Me neither.
They spent 50 million on Ben White, which is absolutely ridiculous. I say 30 million because he's English. 20 million, I don't know where that comes from. And we bought some Nuno Tavares, who's a right back. Never heard of him before. Another player, not going to change anything that we need. And then we got some guy today as well, some right back, centre back from Bologna. And like that's costing us. So we spent like nearly 150 million somehow where that comes from out of absolutely nowhere. I don't know what you guys think about the business we've
Uh,
done, but I think it's
uh,
terrible.
Yeah.
the guy you're talking about, the guy that came from Bologna.
Yeah.
I don't remember his exact name, but he's the Asian player, right?
You're that Takiro guy.
Yeah. So
Never heard of
he's actually decent.
Who?
Juve wanted him a couple years ago. I don't remember his name, but I know
Yeah,
he's a Bologna striker.
oh, striker. No.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, look out for him. He's gonna be good for you.
He's a
I
defender.
think
What?
maybe I'm
Well,
thinking of the wrong person though.
Yeah, you're thinking right because the guy that
Yeah,
we got is a right back and a centre back.
right back.
Yeah.
And yeah, I might be thinking of the wrong person then.
Chinese.
Yes.
What's up, Betty?
I looked it up, and Lukaku was bought by Inter for 75 millions, and part of the reason why he was sold is because Inter still had to pay him, like to pay for his transfer to
To
Inter.
transfer to Inter? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 75 million, but still, after so many years, he's coming back for 115. I get that. Okay, he had.
No, yeah, it's still like what you said. You're still
Ridiculous.
right.
It is still ridiculous.
I thought they bought him from Man United.
They got him from Man United,
Yeah,
yes.
they got him from Man United.
Inter got him from Man United. I think Chelsea sold
Chelsea
him. No, no,
either
no, no.
sold him or loaned him out.
Didn't he go to Everton too? Lukaku was at
No,
Everton for a little bit.
Everton, Everton. He went to West Brom on loan, then he went to Chelsea. Chelsea got rid of him, and then he went to
Mm,
Everton, and then Man
yeah.
United bought him from
And then
Everton.
United.
He went then United,
He's been all over.
and then he spent the season at United, and then I think Inter went in for him for like 75 million, and he went to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now he's
so
back. Now he's
Oh.
back
United
at
he
Chelsea
kind of
again.
flopped there
Chelsea
in my
shouldn't have let
opinion.
him go. They
But then
shouldn't have
Inter
let him
brought
go.
him up.
Yeah,
They
but
did.
back then Chelsea doesn't play young players, so they
No,
sold all the
yeah,
good young players.
yeah,
They let
but
a lot
now
of
they
players
got
go.
nothing but young players. You got freaking Havertz,
Yeah,
Mount,
Well,
others Shoy. Like you got so many of these youths, and they're actually doing good. Like
yeah,
Havertz,
exactly.
Havertz kept us in that
especially
game.
I don't think that Lukaku would be the same, would be as good as he is now if he didn't play for Inter.
I was just about to mention
I
that
don't know.
because
Like you have to
think
you have to find yourself in a situation where like you're like you have to be able to blossom, you know? It's not that everywhere you go, if you're a good player, you'll be great. Maybe like it takes a while to grow, to understand some things, to experience.
Yeah,
And
but
then you might or might not blossom.
It
that's
gets
true.
mature, right?
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yeah,
was
especially
bouncing
after.
all over the freaking Premier League, but I mean, Chelsea didn't really give him much of a chance, though. I get that he's
But
young and
how could they
everything.
know? How could they know that he was that good?
They should have given him a
Or that
chance.
he
That's
was
all they had to
So
do. Give him the
I don't think
chance.
they can give a chance to everyone. That's what
No,
I
that's fair.
yeah.
That is fair. That is true. Can't give it to everyone, but still, you can't just give up on everybody so easily. But now look at them. They're spending so much just to get him back, which it's fine. He's doing good, so we'll just see how that goes. I will
if
say
they can
that,
afford it.
yeah, we can afford it somehow.
yeah.
We're not broke
What
anyway. We're
I
not
would
Arsenal level.
what I would like to add
Shut up.
about Lukaku, just before I move on to the next topic, is the fact that the Chelsea, Everton, United Lukaku was an average striker at best, and like Betty mentioned, he blossomed and he took himself and his abilities to the next level after getting coached by Conte.
I'll
You guys,
disagree with that. He
co-
was really good at
co-
Yeah.
Everton.
well,
He was really good at
well,
Everton.
yes,
I
but it
think
did
he was very good at Everton.
not good enough for Chelsea to pay 115 million for him, then.
Well, I
But
mean,
Chelsea weren't looking at a striker
yeah,
back then. They didn't need
we
one.
had we had their striker.
They had good strikers then. They didn't need
Fair
one.
enough. But what
And
I'm
then when that,
saying is Conte helped that man become the striker he will be this season, and you will see how important he is for Chelsea this season.
yeah. But even at
Yeah,
United, he had a good first season at United, and then I think
yeah,
Mourinho just didn't
Gave
care
up
about
on him.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, this maybe had a disagreement. He left, and then Italy he shined. So
hmm
Yeah, I
wrong
think
management
Efe is
really.
right. Like Conte helped him find find out his qualities. Does it make
yeah.
sense?
Oh yeah, I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, which is that is fair because I mean, look what he did in Inter. He did great. He did good. So I'm just waiting to see what we can get at for 150 because
Well, he scored
yeah, he
already,
scored.
didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And he had, to be fair, he did have a lot of chances, but they just missed him. Conte missed him, Havertz missed
Yes,
him, Mount
yes,
missed him. A lot of
they
people
did.
missed him in that Liverpool game. And that's a topic for another that's a topic for another time. But okay, so SK, what exactly is your thought? We're going straight to Serie A right now. So SK, what is
Mhm.
your thought on the home loss to Empoli for Juve?
Oh, that was a mess, guys. I mean, I think I was watching it with some of you live,
Yeah, I was
and
watching it with you
and
as well.
yeah, and Mr. I mean, I love Allegri, don't get me wrong, but I didn't really understand his choices, some of the choices that he made for that game. So he played McKennie. By the way, McKennie 3 days before he was on the transfer market. Allegri was like, "No, I guess I'm gonna change my mind. Let's pull out McKennie, off the transfer market because I guess I want him to play in the team now." And he put the guy behind Dybala Morata as like a number 10, right? And I like kind of like a third striker in a way. And the man's never played there, right? He's a true midfielder. He's more of like a hustler, box to box center mid. And I don't know for the life of me why Allegri wants to try out different people in different positions. Like just stick to what you know. And if you wanted to try this out, you should have tried it in the preseason friendlies, not in the second game of Serie A when you need to win, especially when you have teams like Roma, Napoli, Inter, Milan, Lazio winning games and they're already flying. Like all of these teams that I mentioned, they have 5 points on us already.
Yeah, because
So it's
So
gonna
Juve
be
you
really
think
hard.
it
They have one
you think it's
point from
mostly
2 games.
1 point. That is
What
very
I
harsh.
think, what I think went
it's
wrong
mostly
for us.
Allegri's fault?
Yes and no, because for example, I was gonna get into that tactically, like manager wise, he did some mistakes with the McKennie choice and the McKennie choice and the I think he played Daniello as the CDM and Daniela's not a CDM. Just stop. Like honestly, we played. I think it was Rabiot, McKennie, and then McKennie a little more forward, and then we had Quadrado, and then Benucci, Delict, Alexandro.
Okay.
And so for me, those two choices that he made were wrong. And even in the game against Udinese, the first game, and he even mentioned it too. He put in three guys as subs in the second half, and it kind of threw off the team balance. And he even admitted it afterwards. He was like, "Yeah, I'm not. I haven't coached in like 3 years or so. I'm not used to having the freedom of 5 subs to bring on." And he did say that. He said when he put in, I think it was Locatelli and a couple others. I don't exactly remember who he put in that first game, but he did put in 3 people, and it was the second half. I think it was Locatelli, Ronaldo, and someone else. It might have been Chiesa, because I know Chiesa did not start that game. He might have came off the bench, and clearly he did not have the legs. He was still like his fitness levels are still really low after the Euros. So tactically, I think those are the mistakes that Allegri made in the second and first game of the season. And if we're gonna talk about player wise, I mean the players, some of them, I mean just playing Rabiot, and this is not Rabiot's fault. Rabiot was played after like 3 or 4 weeks of being out due to a muscle injury, I believe, and Allegri just threw him in against Empoli, and you could see again he's just not fit. He should have not been playing that game. But player wise,
Do you
they're
think
very.
Chiesa is not
Out of what?
sorry, is not like ready yet? Like he's
I don't.
tired from the Euros
I
or
think he's not ready yet. But honestly, he was our best player on the pitch against Empoli. He was running, he was trying. I remember in the first half, he had that one chance where he took the ball, he ran with it, he took a shot. So he is trying. Whereas Dybala was like holding his leg or complaining, or like you have Quadrado like rolling on the ground or something.
Yeah.
And
that's
for
surprising.
me, the people, even Morata, when he came in, he kind of changed the game a little bit. He was trying. You could see he was trying. And then once Allegri took off Chiesa in the second half, I was like, this is it. If you're trying to score a goal, why would you take your best player off? Injury or her, fitness levels, like we talked about. Because you could see Chiesa was only really able to give 100% in the first half, and Allegri might have seen that, well, due to his fitness levels, he's not really able to finish all the way in the second half, so that's why he took him out. But for me, you keep players like that. You keep Chiesa, you keep Dybala. You are building around them. It's like subbing off Ronaldo at the 50th minute. You just don't do that. I know Chiesa is not really near Ronaldo's level at all yet, but
Yet.
you
Sure.
it's possible. You never know. You never know what's
So
gonna happen
I
in the next
feel
couple of years.
I feel like the main thing that happened there is like by losing Ronaldo, they just didn't lose like a striker that would guarantee like 30 plus goals a season. They also lost like basically like a really good captain inside the field that would like keep the team going, like pressure players to do better. Because you would always see him being vocal towards other players. If he saw someone slacking, you would see him giving directions and being like a second manager, like on the pitch as well.
I have seen a
So like
match like that before, where he was
kind
the
of like
one pressuring, and then he.
yeah, exactly. So kind of like going from having that and having someone trying to like give you instructions or helping you out, like a second pitch with you, to like completely losing it. You see players like you said, like with Dybala, just like holding his leg, not really running that much and stuff like that. You would, if Ronaldo was on the pitch, you would have seen him screaming at him, telling him, "What the hell are you doing? Get up, do this, do that, move here," like stuff like that. That you don't get now that he left, because he left. It wasn't just a striker; it was also like the experience that left with him.
So you'd say
Yeah,
that basically they lacked as a team the sense of urgency and chemistry.
Yes, yes.
Well,
definitely. Yeah.
I heard some people say I don't know if it's true, but I heard them say that Ronaldo will often play just for himself and not really focus
Yeah.
on the team. Is that true? Do you think that's true, SK?
I wouldn't know.
Yes, I'm, and I've
'Cause I'm
never.
100%. I agree with CS. I mean, even if he played for himself, like the experience and the talent stays. So it will for sure help the peers, the teammates. You
I
know,
mean,
improve themselves.
honestly, yeah, I see what you're saying, and at one hand, we've been playing like absolute crap for 3 seasons. The only difference was the fact that we had Ronaldo. And with Ronaldo, like a lot of the games he played with us, he would play really bad for like 70, 80 minutes, and then he would get that winner, he would get that goal. And then we'd be like, oh my gosh, Ronaldo, we love Ronaldo, you know, that kind of thing. And I've I was never a fan of him even before he came to Juve. Like I don't like his cocky attitude and like his ego. He's like just kind of like a prima donna, right? I remember the first couple games that he played, he was like getting pissed that his teammates were scoring. And
Yeah.
he should not be doing that. He really should not be doing that. I think we have to find a balance and we have to rely on other people to score goals. So we need that extra. I mean, Deva did not play at all
Well,
last season. He
yeah.
was injured.
Also, like that ability, SK, to score like 93, the minute 93 sharp
Yeah,
is rare, you know?
Very rare. Everybody
it
can
is
score
rare.
like
Yeah,
that.
And like he freaking did it every game. Like it was like, okay, it's a draw. And then he comes with a header like every
Yeah, it's like he
game.
would like flip a switch, saying like, you know what, and just run down the field, jump really high, hit the ball in. That's it. Wins the
Yeah,
game
right.
every
Well,
time.
I mean, you can see it in the game, as CS actually said. Well, he said it's off screen, but they were crossing the ball a lot, but they didn't have that
Yeah.
player that can actually get to the ball at all. Like a
Yeah.
lot of times
yeah.
they just threw the ball in there, hoping that okay, maybe someone will jump and head it in.
Hoping that Ronaldo was still
But
there.
I guess they
But
just
he
forgot that
wasn't.
he's not there. But anyway, okay, so O'Malley, what do you think of Ronaldo leaving? I know you don't really watch the Serie A like that, but I'm pretty sure everybody can follow, well, not follow, but understand that Ronaldo was there and he was doing something. What do you think is the pros and cons for Ronaldo leaving?
I reckon the pros are Juve save a bit of money on him. Some players that weren't getting games can now step up and show what they're about.
Fair enough.
Maybe gives a chance to maybe build around some other players around the squad. Cons are they lose a great player like Ronaldo. It maybe brings maybe a dampener around the team. Maybe a few shoulders might go down because they've lost a good player who was scoring a lot of goals for them last season. But I'm not too sure really on that, but it may be good, it may be bad. You're not really sure. We'll see how maybe after 10 games for Juve, see how they really do after it. But for them, it could be good for them because it may be like all the other players might try harder because they haven't got Ronaldo to rely on anymore. So they might actually do better with him leaving. So it might be a pro for them rather than a con. So
Yeah.
never know.
It's possible. SK, what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to say because I know O'Malley mentioned building around the team, like it would give Juve a chance to build around a different player. And I know I mentioned Chiesa and Dybala to kind of just build off of, but I think building around a player is kind of dumb in a
Yeah.
way. Like the problem with Juve's team is the fact that they have a good squad, right? They have good individualistic players, but they don't play together at all. And you just can't build around that. You have to play as a unit. For example, like the Italian national team in the Euros, on paper, they did not have
A champion.
they did not have a champion, but they worked together, they won, they worked as a unit, and they were able to win. Whereas people with Lukaku, De Bruyne, and Mbappe, Griezmann, and Ronaldo, all these other teams, they on paper had better squads than Italy, but it's all about that unity. It's all about the teamwork, and I think for Juve, what they need to focus on is just it is okay to build around like a Dybala or a Chiesa or a Chiesa. That's fine, but don't make it the focal points of what you're trying to achieve. What they need right now is to just find out a way where to just bring everyone together and play like a unit. Because, like, for example, if you guys look at the Real Madrid team that won 3 years in a row with Ronaldo, the Champions League, 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
I think legitimately they only added 1 or 2 players to their squad in 3 years. So you guys can like see how long it takes to build a unit. Make sure you don't change anything. If it's working, just leave it there. And if we're looking 3 years ago, once we signed Ronaldo, we had Allegri as the coach. We fired him, and then we had Sarri as a coach. We fired him, and then we got Pirlo as a coach, and then we fired him. So like there is no structure, there is no stability. Ronaldo started with freaking Khedira, Matuidi, Pjanic, and then he ended with Bentancur, Rabiot, Danilo. You know, last year it was like Artur. I don't know. It's like a bunch of people just rotating and rotating and rotating and rotating, and then you just need to find a structure. You need to find a lineup that works for you, and you gotta just stop. Just I mean, even like Ramsey, I'm just gonna call him Injury now. I'm not gonna even say Ramsey. His name is Injury. I don't know, but I guess
Did you see Did you see what Milan got Pellegrini? Like
Allegri from Monaco. Yeah, I saw that.
he's got like
Monaco,
an injury record of
He does.
Some
like
players are just
50,
injury prone.
50 injuries.
Yeah.
Like he played like 20 games, probably like 13 games in 3 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
That's terrible. But okay, so I heard SK mentioning that they had Allegri, they fired him, and then they brought him back. What do you
Yeah.
guys think? Let's go with CS. What do you do? You know Allegri? Like, you guys know Allegri as the coach, right? What do you guys think
Yeah.
about Allegri?
Honestly, I haven't seen enough of him to actually have a serious opinion.
Okay, fair enough. O'Malley, what do you think?
I've only watched him in one match, and I've not known him much to see him. But I'm hopefully going to watch more to see him over this course of the season. So I'm hopefully get to know him a bit more.
Most of the same for me. I don't really know about a guy. I don't really know coaches really. What do you think, Betty? What do you think about
Well,
Allegri?
Allegri is sort of an icon in Italy. He's considered a champion, and I think he's got great charisma, and I think that's that's a part of what like the good he does to teams. I think he's got this personality. He's won a lot. Like he's won with Juve. He's won with Milan.
Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think like when you're part of a team and you you understand that Allegri is about to come, I think it gets a little I don't know how to say it, but like his personality means a lot. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
And he can also not win. That's why I'm saying this. It's not like like a god or anything, but
Oh, I get what you're saying. He's pretty good. We can give him that. He has his grab sheet to prove. Grab
yeah.
sheet, he hasn't been. But you guys get the idea. Well, maybe he's been the person. I don't know. I don't know anything about
He
him.
might.
He might.
We'll look that up.
But
We'll
SK,
talk about it next episode.
Fair enough. SK,
Allegri's criminal record
I mean, we could probably
on
find
Red
it
Boost
if it's
TV.
there. It's probably there if he actually went to prison. I doubt it, but we can talk about that. But SK, you did say that. What do you think? Do you think bringing him back was the right choice? Yes or no? Before we move on to Inter Milan.
I think I would have. Okay, so if we got a coach that's not Allegri, a new coach, I would have rather stayed with Pirlo, because at this point we just need some sort of stability, some sort of play style to stick with, some sort of lineup to stick with, and just make the machine work in a way. Like just put the pieces together, get one coach, get a specific style, and just go with it.
So do you
But
think
the
if
fact,
Pirlo was still
Actually,
there, they would have kept Ronaldo? Or
no,
maybe no.
no. So Ronaldo, I I think I've said this multiple times on stream too, but I really feel like Ronaldo is the best signing in Juve history in the worst possible time. So they kind of like they bought him, but they couldn't afford him in a way. Because when you get a champion like Ronaldo, you have to build around him, and when you're excuse my language, but when you're getting a bum like Ramsey Rabiot around him, that's
Wow.
you
Whoa.
are getting
Wow.
players, right? You are
wow.
on paper, you're saying you're strengthening the team.
That's
But
out of
that's
pocket.
no Cruz, that's no Casemiro,
Us.
that's no Modric, that's no Bale, that's no Benzema.
So
You
basically,
just
Real Madrid's team. It's just
but
not
yeah,
Madrid. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you
Fair enough. But at the same time, that's messed up to think of your own players like that. I mean, you are a Juve fan, but
I
yeah, I
am a
guess
Juve fan,
it's
yes. I support the players,
if
but
anybody else
we
has the right to
if
say the
we
same.
are if we are looking at the Ronaldo plan, you're asking me did the Ronaldo plan work or not? No, it
You
didn't.
know,
Because we bought
actually,
him. Yeah, go ahead.
no, sorry. I wanted to tell you that now you make me realize that every Juve fan I know, I've never heard him say, "Oh, we have such a great team." Like even when they won everything.
That
No,
is
honestly,
sad.
no. It's interesting, because
No, it
I think
is.
every team's
Every team's
fandom
fan.
fan has its a specific psychology, like the way
Yeah.
they feel about their team,
Yeah,
and it's kind of common.
for me,
And
Chelsea
I've
is the
never, I
best.
never heard a Juve fan saying we have a
Hmm.
great team, even when they kept winning the Scudetto and.
But look at Mr. Arsenal up there. I don't know what you can say about Arsenal, but they're
Yeah, I feel like
definitely not
SK.
doing good.
I literally just dislike my team. There's nothing good about them.
But
Like
the
Wait,
thing is,
O'Malley, I have something to say about our.
okay, say what you
Say
gotta
it,
say.
please.
After this, we gotta move on to
Arsenal.
Inter.
Arsenal.
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 yeah,
They will be back. Mark my words, and we'll cry.
Oh,
That's a
we'll
bold
cry.
statement from someone that don't even
Ooh.
support Arsenal. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, O'Malley, what do you gotta say
yeah.
about that?
The thing is, yeah, we'll be back, but how long? 10, 20 years, 30?
I
How long
think
will
It
it
No,
took
take to
it
be
took
10
back?
Milan 10
years.
years.
10
10
from
years.
now.
So a decade from now, they'll be
Yeah.
back. I mean,
I've been waiting 10 years already for us to be back, so I've got to wait
I
another
mean,
10 years?
but like in 10 years, they'll be at the top,
No,
like
no, no,
oh,
no.
at
they'll,
the
We'll be at
top.
the top. No, no, no.
So
We'll be
you're
at the
telling
top.
me that
No,
they're
no.
gonna get rid of Chelsea, City, United.
That's
They're gonna
not
get rid of
happening.
them and go to the top.
I'll say
CS,
10
what do
years,
you even
get
think?
top four again, maybe. That's it. Maybe it's top four again. Nothing
So
challenging. It's big.
I can do top four, but I don't think they're gonna get rid of
Hmm.
City, who is dominating right now. Chelsea's not
one
too far.
day
Liverpool as
they
well.
will.
They're not gonna
yeah, the
take
thing is, the
top.
problem is I don't see any of the top four teams in Prime going anywhere anytime soon
Right?
because
Exactly.
they got such good teams and they're not even like old teams. And most of those teams in the top four, they got a lot of players that they can replace. Just move like move around their players inside the club in case someone gets injured and stuff like that. Like for example, I'm gonna use City as an example. Look at City last season, striker because Guerrero was out for most of the season,
Right.
and Gundogan was the top scorer, and he's a midfielder, and he was still basically playing kind of like a center forward role, and he was still scoring goals. They were still winning games, and they won the league without a striker.
Right.
It's just like there's so many teams in the the teams in the top four that they can move around players in their own team, and they can still make it work because they've been playing together for so long, and they only had like one, maybe two players this season, and they only lose like one or two players this season. So it's something that they actually get used to the team and their actual like
No,
teams. It's
not
not
all
like an
teams can do
individual
that though.
star.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not all
that's what I'm
teams.
saying.
That's
That's
why
what I'm
I'm
saying.
saying
Like
the
I don't
top
see the
four.
top four going
No,
away
as in
anytime soon.
Liverpool can't do that though.
Well,
Liverpool can't do that.
Liverpool is an exception.
Guys,
That's
Yeah.
the only team that can't
if
do that.
I
Liverpool can't do that.
if
But
I
for
was
example,
Ronaldo, I would
Man U
have
right now.
chosen Arsenal this time.
Oh my god. Imagine.
Imagine. I mean, it's like
Oh
They
my
can't pay him.
god.
They can't
cool,
afford him.
don't you think? Like
No, that's the
on
funny thing. We probably
newspapers.
could afford him.
Oh
That's
my
the issue.
God,
We can
he
Yeah.
afford
chose
Well,
him.
you guys did
He
spend
chose
150
Arsenal.
million somehow, so I
Yeah,
guess you could have
so we
afforded
can
him.
afford him. We can afford Ronaldo.
No,
But
We
like I
can
would
afford him.
cut. I would
No,
cut my own.
you cut your wages just to be
Yeah,
there? Oh wow,
yeah, just to
that's pretty
show
noble.
like I can bring that great club
That would be a
back.
challenge. And honestly, if Ronaldo did that, I would have to give him the best player in it, like the world. I'd have to give him over Messi, and which I
Yeah, I
still
mean
do.
that's
Yeah,
a
He's the
if they
challenge.
best
would have
over
gone to
Messi.
Arsenal and brought that team back,
If
it
you
would,
can
yeah, it
bring
would have been like,
Arsenal back from the grave and bring them to like the
Yeah,
top four, that'll be.
That is
Ronaldo
literally
doesn't
where
want
we
to get
are.
they're
relegated.
great.
I
It's
don't
easy
think
to
Arsenal
play
will
in
get
great teams.
relegated. I
I
don't
don't
think
think so too,
Arsenal
but
will
it's
get
a
relegated,
funny
but
joke.
they'll
Yeah, I've said it
definitely
so many times.
they'll definitely have to climb their way up, but it's not gonna be easy for them. But
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
no, I mean,
Bum, bum,
they
bum,
did lose
bum.
5-0, so I think something can definitely stop them.
That's for
But
another day, you know. Like, don't
we're
think that about.
not talking about that. So we're moving on to
No, no.
Inter. Like Inter for me in the Serie A is my favorite team, even though I don't really watch them. I don't know much
Why?
about them, but I do like them mostly because it comes from the fact that my brother is a Milan fan, and I'll go against him in anything. We're always competing, so
Oh my,
I just choose Inter.
that's so mature.
It is immature, but it is what it is. It's just a brotherly squirrel. That's all it is. But for Inter, they're in second place right now, right behind Lazio, and they won 3-1 against Verona. What do you guys take on that, the Serie A fans? Because well, I mean, CS does watch Serie A
I
as
do,
well.
I do have an opinion about that though.
Yeah,
Like
go ahead.
What do
with
you have
Inter,
on
now that they got Correa and they can play him as a striker as well. They can play Martinez and Correa and that Argentinian link up forward. I think Correa is a really good replacement for Lukaku. He might not be Lukaku's level, but definitely both of them, like Correa and Martinez, might get elevated by the fact that they already have the Argentinian link first off, and they already proved in that game by Correa getting two on his debut, and then Lautaro Martinez getting the other one. Like they already proved that they can play together well, and Correa was doing really good at Atletico Madrid last season. So now going into Inter and replacing Lukaku with a team that already plays as a team and I can already prove that they can win.
Right.
Like that just has to elevate him, especially after scoring two in his debut. That just has to like completely elevate his what can you call it?
His morale.
Like yeah, his morale. Like changing to a new
Confidence.
team can be rough, but scoring two in your first game, that can definitely bring your morale up and pave a way for like a good season coming up.
Correa's from Lazio, by the way, not Atletico Madrid.
Excuse me, what?
Correa is from
Correa is from Lazio.
Correct. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
look this up.
actually why he went to Inter, because now
Because of Inzaghi.
Simone Inzaghi
Yeah.
is Inter's coach, and he wanted Correa
Yeah.
because he's actually no replacement for Lukaku. I mean, of course he could play well with Lautaro, but he's completely different from Lukaku. Like he's small. He's
You say more
he doesn't
agile.
have that. He's not strong as Lukaku is.
He's similar to Lautaro in a way. I feel like the
Yeah,
direct replacement of Lukaku was
is
Dzeko.
Dzeko.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I got it's sorry. It was yeah.
Yeah.
That could
Yeah, no worries.
still.
Touch me. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold up. We got a guest here. We got Kirill. Oh,
Kirill's back?
Ooh.
back.
Yes,
Dzeko like
yes.
36 though.
Hi, Carol.
Yo,
Hey.
Carol, we're talking about Inter right now. Do you got anything to say about that?
They're gonna do trash because they just sold all the players.
That's
Well,
I
that
love
is
you.
completely different from what we were talking
I like
about.
that.
I'm in
Inter
love with
Merida.
you.
I
Let's go.
like the controversy though, but that's
I
not
like
what we
it.
were expecting at all. Because I mean, they're
Inter
second right
merda.
now, even though it's only 2 games. They're second, and I mean
Yeah.
they've been doing good in Serie A for the past few seasons. Would you guys agree?
I'm actually afraid they're still gonna do good.
I mean, from the looks of it, I mean, right now they got what 2 goals behind Lazio, and that's why they're in second. Roma is basically tied with them. Roma is tied everything with
Roma
them.
Roma is a favorite this season.
Who do you guys think in the Serie A right now will make it in the Champions League?
Top
The ones
four.
that are on the top 4 right now: Lazio, Inter,
Hmm.
Roma, and Milan. What about Napoli?
If you're asking me about, my predictions for who's gonna win the Serie A this year,
Well, not
or top
necessarily.
four. Top four.
Yeah.
My top four are Roma in first place, Lazio in second, Milan in third, and then Napoli in fourth.
I don't
So
have
Juve
Juve.
and Inter are gonna miss out on a Champions League spot this year.
Wait, hold on. You say Inter and Juve?
Ooh.
Inter and Juve are gonna
Inter
miss
Milan.
out.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, they're gonna.
Hmm.
That's
Like
my
that.
prediction.
I
I like
honestly
the
think that it's
prediction.
gonna stay the same the way it is with Juve out and Napoli out. With Lazio, well, maybe Lazio won't be at first, but I can't predict who's gonna be first. It's just the top four. Milan might actually be second, first, one of the two, but it's definitely gonna be Lazio, Inter, Roma, and Milan for me. What about you, Betty?
I think I don't know like who's gonna win the Scudetto, but my top four, not in this order, are definitely Inter, Roma, Milan, and Lazio possibly.
Okay. What about you, Sia? What's your prediction?
It's pretty much the same with the exception of Lazio. I don't think Lazio. I think Lazio's gonna be fifth,
Oh,
but
Okay.
I do think Napoli is gonna scoot into like the fourth, like being one of the top four teams this year.
possible.
And well, yeah, that's
It's
pretty much
possible.
all I got on that.
O'Malley, what do you think?
And then you got Milan, Napoli, and Juve.
Wait, hold on. Who's your first? Because you
Who's the
kind of cut
first?
out.
Roma.
Oh, Roma.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mourinho.
I
Is
believe in
it
Mourinho to win
because
it.
of
Let's
Mourinho? That's why.
go.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
about you,
yeah, that's
Kira?
brilliant.
What do
Yeah,
you
he's
think?
done
Roma, yep, because of Mourinho, definitely kudos with O'Malley.
it.
Second,
Yes.
sorry ball, Lazio. I believe in
Oh,
them coming in second. Third, I definitely go with Milan, and then fourth, Napoli.
like
Wait,
me
so
then.
Inter's
Same as
not
Yep.
that?
me.
Damn.
Same,
Wow.
yeah,
Now,
same boat as
let's
SK, yep.
go.
Same
Okay.
page.
Let's go.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I can't hate on that. I do think that Inter might actually win the league, but who knows?
How was Napoli's market? I know they gave Husai away.
I
Actually,
don't
It
did.
was
actually know. I mean,
Mediocre.
for them, I would say
Mediocre.
for me, the highlight of the transfer market was getting Spalletti because
Yeah,
he does kind of play negative football in a way. Like he's not the most entertaining coach, but over the years we've seen him bring stability. He helped Roma get to the Champions League, consistently. I think a couple seasons too they were in the Champions League. He helped Inter. He brought back Inter from getting fifth, sixth place to their first ever Champions League since they won the treble, I believe. So he's proved himself. He's proved that he can take a team that is struggling to get a Champions League spot to getting a Champions League. He's not going to be the coach to win you the Serie A. He's not going to be the coach to get you far in the Champions League, but he will be that transitional coach to help you reach top four. I think he's different than Gattuso. He obviously Ancelotti didn't really work out for Napoli. But I think Spalletti will help Napoli get in the top four, and that's why I rate him as the most important signing for Napoli.
Okay.
More than any other player.
Yeah.
the thing is, better at everything, better Napoli than Lazio always.
For sure. Yeah.
Damn.
I
Boom.
I agree.
I don't like ADL. I have a problem with ADL. I don't like. By the way, ADL is De Laurentiis, the Lazio president. Sorry, the Napoli president. I don't like his personality. Like I think he has problems with Insigne because he's so loved by the fans and he's the main focus, whereas ADL wants to be that main man because he's the president. And
Yeah,
if
just like
it weren't for
Maradona.
him, I'd be like, I would like Napoli more if it weren't for him. But I definitely do prefer Napoli over Lazio.
Okay, that's fair.
Good to
Well,
know.
I guess
Yeah,
we'll move on.
they're not letting him go.
The
Like
president?
yeah, and also if I'm not mistaken, he asked for a raise. Do you say a raise?
Yeah,
Insigne?
yeah, raise, pay increase.
And they turned him down.
So
I'm not surprised. ADL is not the guy that wants to pay too much money, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of what they did with the Maradona, you know, like he
Yeah.
wanted to leave at a certain time, but then like he was so madly and deeply loved by the fans
Yeah.
that they wouldn't let him go.
Mm.
Arranca por la derecha el genio del fútbol mundial, Diego Armando Maradona.
Oh
okay, so
man.
we're moving on to Milan. That's you, Betty. How do you guys feel about that 4-1 victory win against Cagliari?
Against Cagliari.
Cagliari.
Well, yeah, it was great. It was actually
Yeah, I mean Giroud,
I'm kind of
the new
I'm
signing, got 2 goals. That's
yeah,
Heck
can you believe
yeah.
that? And actually it's a number 9, so
Yes.
classic
you know
striker.
there's the curse.
Giroud.
The
The
Yeah.
curse, yes,
So
yes.
It's
what is this?
actually a
What is
curse,
this
guys.
curse?
Since Pippo Inzaghi, like none of the number 9s since him went double number in the scoring. How do you say that, SK? Like no one ever did more than 9 goals in a
9
season.
goals in a
digits.
season.
Well,
Yeah.
Double digits.
Nobody
Double
nobody got
digits.
10 or more.
That
Double
sounds
digits.
very bad.
Piontek had a very
And
good
you know what
start when
happened?
they got him from Genoa, though. Remember
Yeah,
that year?
exactly.
He started so well, and then it just kind of went down, and then I don't
Yeah,
even
but
know
he
where
never did.
Piontek is now.
I guess he
Where is that
stopped.
man?
Like he's in Berlin. He's at Hertha.
Yeah, he can stay there.
Unless he was transferred
Wow,
again.
SK.
And you know, it was funny because you know we all like all Milan fans, we all have this curse upon our head. You know, we always think about it. And when Mandzukic came in January, we were all like, "Oh, he's gonna break the curse! It's him, Super Mario, the goat!" And then he was injured, and
And
like
then he
he
got
didn't
injured
for like 3
right
months,
away.
and he didn't play.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, it's actually a curse. I don't know. I'm actually curious. I'm not saying that Giroud is gonna actually break the curse, but I really hope so. And
All he has to do is score 10 goals and it's broken,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, that's it. So
yeah.
I
I'm
mean, you just
pretty
gotta
sure
score
Giroud's
8
gonna
more.
make it.
How
Basically.
many goals do you think Giroud is gonna get this season? And we
Me?
can go around and everyone give their predictions about how many goals they think he will get this season. And let's do it in all competitions because they are in the Champions League. So he will play an important role there too.
My call is 15.
15
In
in all
all
champions.
competitions?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe like 18 in all competitions.
18.
Ooh.
okay. Carol, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Pretty boy Giroud, definitely more than 10.
Pretty
No,
much.
10. Wow.
More than 10.
More
No, I'm
than
saying
10.
More than 10.
he'll break the 10.
He'll break
Both
10.
competitions for sure.
Okay, so this curse, is it like only related to like the Serie A, or is it like in general no one's scored double digits in all competitions?
Well, I don't. We haven't been in the Champions League for a while, so
I forgot. I'm sorry.
no, I could.
It
No,
must
it could
suck.
also be maybe somebody like after people we went to Champions League for some years. I don't remember how many.
If you've been in the Champions League, still even haven't broken it, and I guess it's just based on the Serie A. I don't know. But for me, I think Giroud, honestly, he could. Yeah, I'll have to agree with Betty. Like maybe 15, 18 up there. What about you, CS? How much you think he'll score?
I was actually thinking a number between like it's gonna be between like 18 and 20 goals in all
Oh,
competitions.
okay.
That's possible, O'Malley.
I mean, Giroud is one of the most, in my opinion, Giroud is one of the most like unappreciated strikers to play
Oh,
right now. Like people don't
And the
give him the
goal he
respect that
scored
he
was
deserves, though.
beautiful.
he's 34, guys. Though.
Yeah.
He,
What do you
Yeah.
think,
he
O'Malley?
can he can definitely do it. What do you go? Go for it.
You probably get about 14 goals. He might get injured or something because he's a bit old.
Wow.
He might get 40
And
goals.
that's
might
the
get
curse.
No.
injured.
You
Okay.
just
Wow.
you just said it.
What did you say? What did you say?
He might get injured. That's fucked up.
Oh no, please God, no.
The curse would
He's old
definitely.
though.
We
No.
have Pellegrini for that.
Who's also gonna be injured.
Oh, that was
And then
me. My bad.
Ibra was also
Ibra is
gonna be
currently
injured.
injured.
Ibra
Ibra's
is like
already injured. He's
So you
currently
guys are
injured.
basically just handicaps. God damn.
is permanent in the
You
nursery.
sign old people, that's what you're gonna get.
Hey, Milan is known for them old heads, so who knows?
Bunch of walking
Yeah.
sticks.
No, I'm just kidding. I really think that he can do well, and I really hope that Pellegrini is gonna do well. I'm really I don't know anything about that guy, so I'm really curious, and
I
we'll
mean,
see.
you do have a pretty young forward to be excited about. Rafael
Leao?
Leao. Yeah.
Yeah,
Leo's
sure.
more of a
He's a
player,
winger
though.
though. He's a
Yeah.
winger. He's
He
not a
is not really.
striker.
He had to play striker last year, if
Yeah,
you
but
remember, Betty, because of the Ibra injury. He didn't really
the thing
have
is
anyone
that
else to
we
replace him with.
we only had Ibra
Yeah.
as an actual striker. So since he was often injured, Pioli had to try Leao. He had to try Rebic. He tried I don't know, probably somebody else too, and it wasn't exactly the right choice. I mean, I mean some players just they cannot do anything. They might be like great in their role. No, I mean, sorry. It's not that they can play
Ramsey.
anywhere.
Oh, okay. So they're not like the
The goat.
all-around players. They can't play every. Okay, I get you.
Yeah, like some players can do great in their own role, but
Yeah.
not be as half as good in a different role. I mean, striker and winger are not the same thing.
No, it's not. It's just like what
So
SK said with Weston McKennie. Like he's more of a
Yeah.
midfield central player like that, but then they're trying to play him up there, and he didn't do as well.
Yeah.
So that is true.
yeah,
Not
I mean,
everybody can
I'm not
perform.
saying that you cannot try.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what a player does in a different role, but
Yeah.
don't like force it. Like Leao, I think he was really like his last season was not that good because he was often like misplaced and like moved and blah blah blah, and he's young and he still has to blossom. So you take away faith and morale out of him if you continually move him. He doesn't know
Yeah.
he's young.
Yeah,
He
that
has
is true.
to be in a place and just do experience that
Yeah,
thing.
especially as a 17-year-old, like he needs to like
He's
actually grow in a
20, I guess. He's 20.
Sorry, yeah, 22. I was thinking about another player, my bad.
22,
But yeah, especially as like a 22-year-old, you need to basically get in a position and actually become proficient at that position instead of being thrown around the whole time and not being able to grow.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly what I'm saying. Like, especially, come on, vai, cazzo. Cazzo di urli.
Okay, so that okay. I get what you're saying. So what do you think? Oh well, how do you feel about the loss of Donnarumma? Like he left to go to PSG to sit on the bench for 15 mil.
Her face
How do
says
you
it
take
all.
that?
Are
I
you
mean,
actually gonna ask
he's a
me this?
great keeper.
Like,
Yes.
how do you feel about your ex-girlfriend?
Me, we're not talking at all. Like she told me she doesn't want to talk to me
That's
ever.
exactly
So
my sense.
okay. Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
No,
there is
so
one worse than
no,
Donnarumma, bro. There's one worse loss than him,
who's that?
and that's I mean, that's Çalhanoğlu, or I
that's
think that's how you pronounce his
Andriy
name.
Shevchenko.
Oh,
Shevchenko?
No.
No, so
No.
honestly, what I think is, I'm not like I don't judge your like ambitions. So I don't judge somebody wanting to move on from AC Milan to a greater club. I will never judge that. What I judge is like you say you are an AC Milan fan, okay? That means a lot. When you tell your fans that you're the same as them, so a fan to your own team, that makes a difference. You don't have to say it, like many players don't play for the team, so it's okay. If it's not true, don't say it. If it's true, like, will you really leave your favorite team that just got into UCL, that is starting to do well, that is something is moving, something is changing after years and years of struggle? will you go away for free? Like for real? You
I
cannot like, do a 1-year deal and then ask the club to sell you right away.
I
I mean,
personally wouldn't do that.
I would never do that.
I
I
couldn't
would
do that.
never do that. I don't care. I mean, money, you know, what players get from clubs is just like not even half of what they can make out of a whole year, you know? So it's not that I mean, of course money is important, but how important is it at this point, you know?
Well, I
Like
guess
every AC
So
Milan player,
yeah, I understand where
every
you're
AC
coming from
Milan fan
because
hates him now.
yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah, if you say that you're like a fan of your own club, you would actually show it and not just leave. Like for example, like what the Barcelona players did. A lot of them, the players that have
Who
been there for
did?
a while, they took so many pay cuts just to allow the club to actually keep on going, like prosper and stuff. And like that's just showing that you actually appreciate the club. What Donnarumma did, it didn't show any appreciation for the club that he said he
Yeah.
was a fan of.
I mean,
Right.
he could have. I'm not saying that he should earn less money forever because he has to be in AC Milan forever. I'm not saying that. I know, like, being a fan is different from being a professional, so I respect that. But the thing is, can you really not make an effort and sit down with Maldini at a table and be like, listen, I want to leave, but I don't want to. I don't want to have you guys to not make anything from my transfer. So let's figure out something, you know?
Right.
As grown-ups, don't just go like, oh, like the day after we got into UCL, you'll be like, hey, I'm leaving. What do you
It
mean?
sounds bad. It's terrible. That's
Like,
awful.
what do you mean? Like, like how can you not picture like your fans are gonna be disappointed? How
Which they
could they
have
not?
every right to be.
Yeah, like you should see his Instagram, and I'm really sorry because I really like that kind of people, but you should see his Instagram, like the comments under his pictures,
Mm.
under his posts.
Well,
Again,
people
it's
take it
sad.
seriously. Like you can't just
Yeah, I
mess
mean,
with
you
people's heart like that.
that's a different. I mean, that's a whole
That's
topic
true.
we
That is
might
true.
talk about, and I would love to get into it with you guys. But the thing is, like, AC Milan fans are really disappointed by his.
I
And
understand
you
that.
know, whenever things like this happen with every team, and also even for sense of football, we never know exactly what happened. You know, we can only judge by what the news said about the leaks. You know,
Right.
You know,
so
I've heard.
I don't mean to judge because I really don't know the guy and I don't know exactly what happened. But if it is as they told us it is, I'm really sorry that he acted that way. And also, like one last thing I want to say, I think he's a great keeper, but he is a little bit overrated.
Oh damn. A little
You
bit
know,
overrated. Why?
well, you mean like in the finals, in the Euro finals,
Yeah.
Pickford saved exactly 2 penalties, just like Donnarumma. But I've never heard people say, "Wow, Pickford is a great keeper. He's like one of the best in the world."
Well,
Like we actually won because Rashford missed. You know,
well, I
no,
mean,
not saying that it's his fault. Of course,
no,
I'm
yeah,
just saying
right.
that what changed because if Rashford scored, England would probably be champion.
Probably. No,
So
probably.
just saying that both the keepers are great keepers.
All
So
right. So you
not it's
just
not
think
Ooh.
he's a little
Donnarumma is
overrated.
in
Okay.
the sky and Pickford is like a no one. They did great. They both did great in that game. But you know, like only the Donnarumma thing was
I
like
guess
everyone
because he was
talked about Donnarumma, not
just
about
because he
Pickford.
became a sensation. He was doing good in
Yeah,
his that's really all it is. But
Yeah,
he's
you're
actually
always gonna
he's
get things
also
like that.
really
Getting
really
players
young.
that get like overhyped. Like they're really good players, but they just get overhyped. And you also get like really good players that are just not talked about
that's true.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Some
and
guys
Like
just
also
Keylor
kind of go
Navas,
under
he's
the
just
radar.
disrespected. He's a keeper that's been disrespected so much by every club that he goes to. And
who
now Keylor Navas, and now Donnarumma is probably going to replace him as well.
Probably.
do you
Like
think so?
things
Do you
like that.
actually do you think he's gonna replace Navas?
I mean, eventually,
Eventually,
PSG bought him
yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, how eventually, like,
I mean, all it's gonna take, I'm calling it right now. All it's gonna take is for PSG to actually play Donnarumma once as a starter. He's gonna have that one game. It's gonna be a great game, and from then on, he's gonna.
do you think so? Do you think it's that
I
easy?
think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Like, he's not gonna play for a little bit. Like, throw him in one day as a starter, give him a chance as a starter, and he's gonna do really good in that game. And from then on, he's gonna be the starter.
Okay.
That's
What
been
do
the
you
story of
think?
Keylor Navas his whole time since he started playing in Europe.
So what's with Keylor Navas? What do you think he's gonna like? He's gonna
Honestly,
just gonna sit in the bench
he'll
and watch
probably
the
transfer
game?
to another club because that's been happening to him the whole time.
So what
Like
do
in
you
Madrid,
think?
they got Courtois, and that's what happened. He just played really good, replaced him. Moved on to PSG, and now PSG has Donnarumma, gotta replace him again.
Do
Donnarumma's
you
gonna stay
think
as starter.
he's gonna go in January or like next summer?
I'm thinking next summer.
Okay. Next summer. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll see about that. Okay, so how
pin
do you
that.
guys feel about Roma? Thoughts
I think
on
they're gonna win.
Zaniolo?
Oh
Any
yes.
thoughts?
And for me, Zaniolo, he had a great first game, and then he got 2 yellow cards. And but just like the energy around Roma, and I know we mentioned Mourinho, the special one, blah blah, but like Roma have a really good squad. Apparently they were offered that United guy, the midfielder, the Dutch midfielder,
Van de Beek.
Van der Beek, and Mourinho was like, no, we don't want him. But
I mean, if he doesn't want him, he doesn't want him.
yes,
But that does lead me to the next question: is can Mourinho really take Roma to the top to win the league?
I think he can. For me, he can, and obviously Roma haven't been in the Champions League for a couple years now as well. So realistically speaking, he was asked if he was gonna win the league. Mourinho was asked if he was gonna win the league or something like that, and he was like, "I don't know. Why don't you ask Inzaghi?" And he's just like clever with his
Yeah,
mind
he's
games.
very.
Yeah,
I mean, he did do it with Chelsea. Ow. He
he did.
came and we won. So from that experience right there, I can say, okay, he's capable of doing stuff like that. What do you think
Yeah, for
about?
me, yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, who was?
What do you think about?
O'Malley.
Yeah. Oh,
What about Mourinho trying to win the league? I reckon he can definitely do it. I mean, he's got the right, as you said, he's got a good Roma squad.
Does
He knows how to defend as well. I mean, it didn't quite work out for him at Tottenham, but I just think the squad. I don't think the Tottenham squad was quite good enough for him. But I reckon at Roma, he's brought in some players that he wanted. He's obviously said, I don't want Van der Beek, so that obviously means that he thinks he has a strong enough midfield to win it. And they've obviously got off to a good start as well. So I think maybe that give it maybe 10, 15 games, see how he does, and then we'll judge from there. See how he does.
it's fair enough. Carol, what do you think? Kirsten?
Yeah. About what's just the thing about Zaniolo. I mean, I guess I think he's a young player, so and I know he was injured,
Two
all last.
ACL.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
both knees.
he's still young. I mean, he's a good
Mhm.
player, so he's still. I think and under Mourinho, I think they definitely will perform. They'll do well this season.
That's fair. I think they
And
can.
don't forget Abraham too. They
Oh,
got Abraham,
yeah,
who's
Tammy
from the
Abraham.
start,
Yeah,
The
amazing
and he
so
scored a
goat,
far.
goal.
the second goat.
Amazing.
he made
Even the
such a good
first game.
choice leaving Chelsea because he was never gonna play with the strikers they got there.
Oh, 1,000%. He is so good. He is so good. And not just Abraham and Zaniolo. They have Mancini is a great defender too. Roma finally have a good goalkeeper. Hello, Cat.
Sorry, she's
They
a
finally have a
huge
good
AC
keeper.
Milan fan.
Oh my God, we got the
Yes,
Who's the
name
he's
dropped
goalkeeper?
there
awesome.
too. Who's the
I
keeper?
think
Who's the
it's
goalkeeper?
I think it's that Portuguese guy.
Real Patricio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did get Rui Patricio.
I mean, how good is he
You
though?
get
Like,
him?
where?
He's very good.
He's
Yeah.
experienced.
He's a very good
I would-
keeper. If you got him,
Yeah.
if
Okay,
that's the
so
one that's talking about.
compared to like, let's say a Donnarumma, would you put him above Donnarumma?
No. I mean,
don't-
Donnarumma
I don't
got
watch him.
player of the tournament at the Euros, and I know you said he is overrated, Betty,
He-
but
Sorry, say that
I-
again.
you know how you were talking about how overrated Donnarumma is?
Yeah,
And
just a little
She should
bit,
just
slightly.
I think he's good. I
No,
think
because I think he's great. But a little, like everyone says, oh my God, there are things that he cannot do well. So he's not
Everybody
like
can do it.
I don't think he's the best keeper in the world. Like not at all.
Okay,
Fair.
that's fair.
Did you find out the keeper?
yeah, ratio.
Yeah, okay. Also.
Yeah, I think he's
they
like
have
the
now.
Portuguese Buffon.
Rui Patricio.
Yes.
Where does he play again?
Roma?
Just a
Before?
Roma.
Roma now.
Where did he
Before
play
Before it was
before, you mean?
Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Their league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
And
only
then Wolves replaced another
33
Portuguese goalkeeper.
too.
Wait, he's
Only?
33?
Yeah.
You said
He's old.
only. That's all.
Yeah, well, goalkeeper age is different though. Goalkeeper age is different. You can get
but
about
That is
Yeah.
at
true.
least
Goalkeeper
3
age is different.
seasons.
You know how
At
bad
least
it's
3
gonna
more
be on them
seasons.
joints when he tries to dive. He gonna hit it and fucking oh
It's
god.
all
But
about
yeah, 33
positioning.
Still.
That's why Buffon was good until he was like, 39, 40. Now
Yeah.
he's
But
lost
everyone
a
can't
little
be
bit of his
Buffon
wisdom.
though.
That's
only-
fun though. That's a whole
Exception.
different story.
Like he's
He-
just different. He's built.
No,
I
he's,
Buffon's
think-
like world class though. Rui Patricio might not be, He might not
Guys.
last that long.
We just gotta
Yeah.
give him a chance.
yeah,
to
for
see how
Portugal
it
he was
goes.
good. He was good for Portugal.
But he might not last that long, that's what I'm saying. Like he might not keep the condition.
Guys, in my opinion, like the hardest thing for a goalkeeper is to like be still like half of the game when it's winter.
Oh,
Yeah, I
See
mean,
that?
that must
they
be rough.
probably
And everyone's
would've been better.
running and you're like freezing in your goal.
That's probably hard. I don't know how that
You
would be because I
probably-
never do
You
goalkeeping.
probably want the center backs to fail so you can
So you
warm
can get
up.
a chance. That's terrible. But as we were speaking, we're actually going over to the Premier League, and I think this is what everybody was waiting for, and it's O'Malley and his take on
Let's go.
Arsenal.
Oh, what are we
Yeah,
starting with?
man.
There's so many stuff to talk about Arsenal already.
We already talked
How many
about
free
how
games
they had
in?
a rough start, but as well as we said
Rough.
earlier, well, yeah, rough may be an understatement, but still, they had a rough start. Losing 5-0, that's tough. But do you think Mikel's time is up there at Arsenal?
Oh, 100%. Like the only reason I can't even think of a reason why he's still at a job. I mean, he finished 8th with us last season. I think the only reason he's even managed to keep the job is because he won an FA Cup and Community Shield. That's literally it. But even then, it's like 8th. Like we lost the Europa League last season to Villarreal. That was really poor. I don't even know how he managed to do that. And then he didn't lose his job then, which is fair enough. End of the season. We've started poorly. We've made poor signings, and somehow he's still got his job. The only thing I can think of is that no one else wants to. There's no one else available
That's
in the
what I was
market to get.
thinking. I
So
was
that's
thinking
it.
that maybe it's not that they don't want to get rid of him; it's the fact that they just don't have anybody to replace him with because nobody wants to take the job. I mean, if you
Content.
look at it, well,
You say
does-
Conte.
does
Conte
he
want to come to
yeah.
Arsenal.
really want
Can
him?
we afford him? Like
Can you pay the
I mean,
I don't know.
you're splashing money on
They
non-existent.
already splashed it. They don't have
players.
it anymore to splash.
Yeah,
They have
exactly.
it.
I'm
Go
sure
to the
they have
maintenance.
it. They can dig
We
deep.
wasted it all.
They
They
already
can dig
wasted
deep
it
and
on
find it.
players that they probably
Yep.
can't do anything with instead
And
of
we're still
actually investing
spending
in
it
a
now
good
too.
coach. I don't think they can afford Conte. But if they
I don't
do
know.
somehow, or like maybe he takes on a challenge and he takes a pay cut, like
He
do you
probably will
really
take a
think?
pay cut.
Do you really think though that Conte can actually bring this team from the ground up before
From
the
what you know of
decade
him,
that you
okay.
guys predicted? Because you know more about
You-
Conte. So what
You
do
guys
Yeah.
want to hear my take on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, for me, like Conte is like one of my favorite coaches of all time. I love the man. Even if he went to Inter, and I know he had like a little bit of a drama, something drama related with Juve with this, like they wanted to take off his star. Like the little, like the Hollywood stars for legends around the stadium. They wanted to like change out or something like that. But for me, Conte is the best manager out there if you want to do well in a league. And I mean, he did it with Juve when they had a, not the best squad. I think they were like finishing 8th place, and then he took over and he got them first for 2 to 3 years, and with a mediocre squad too. By the way, I might add, he had freaking Pepe and like Steiner as the left back, and like Vucinic. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's such
I don't even know.
an average striker. And then he took over Chelsea and he won in his first year.
Right.
And then he took over Inter. Yes, he didn't win his first year, but they did way better than expected, and then they won the following year.
Doesn't
So
have to be bad.
technically, he's won with 3 teams, and not to mention how well he did with Italy in the 2016 Euros with freaking Pele and Eder as the strikers and Giaccherini in the midfield. So like he's done it internationally, he's done it domestically, he's done it abroad as well in the English Premier League. So if you guys get Conte, depending on how the team reacts to him, I think it's I think it's very unlikely that he's gonna win the Premier League with the team that you guys have right now. I
No,
think it's
100%.
possible to do in 2 to 3 years if you stick with him and then you listen to him.
So not
I-
the decade that everybody else was predicting.
No.
2 to 3 years.
No, 2 to 3 years. I think Conte
I never said
can
decade.
win
Decade.
the Premier League. But what if you're asking me what are you gonna get with Conte right now if you bring him for this season?
Yeah.
I think he'll bring you stability. I think he, again, depending on how the team reacts, I really think you guys can fight for top 4.
Okay, so basically you're
Yeah.
saying that Conte can bring whatever the club needs in a manager to make it to top 4.
I think yes, I think so.
Okay.
That's exactly what we
I th-
need. The stability in that team.
Top
'Cause
4,
we don't
yeah.
have it at the moment.
Fair
And in
bad.
2 to 3 years, mark my words. I mean, hypothetically speaking, Conte will sign for Arsenal. If he does, in 2 to 3 years, you guys will win the Premier League.
Yeah.
Where's
it's-
he gone now?
Right now, he got a mutual agreement between him and Inter. They left each other, and I think honestly, like that's part of why Lukaku left too, because Lukaku loves.
No, I know
Conte.
that. Where did he
Where did he
go?
go?
He's a free agent right now. Free
He's gone. Okay, he's not.
manager.
Yeah.
Arsenal
He's
needs to
just
hop on
left.
that wagon like ASAP.
I know that's why he was trending after you guys lost 5-0 to City.
Yeah. I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that.
He was trending on Twitter. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, Conte in, Conte in.
I mean, for that,
I mean, just go for
We have
it.
money.
Go for
I
it.
know. We should do.
Why not? Go for it.
it would be. What do you think, Carol? What do you think that signing Conte can definitely bring them to top 4?
Carol's gone.
Carol's not here anymore.
What?
Yeah.
He left.
He messaged.
He left
He
you guys.
messaged in the chat.
Oh well, I don't have my Discord thing on, so I can't hear whenever
Okay.
people leave or whatever. So okay, well that's fine. So okay, to you, CS, how do you feel about that 5-0 win over Arsenal?
I am very, very excited for the fact that the day before that happened on my stream, I was saying how we need an actual striker, how Gabriel could not cut it as a striker for City, or he could if he got more play time, but Pep Guardiola was not willing to play him. And I was also saying how Ferran Torres is really young. He's very inexperienced for the Premier League. He can go in as a sub and get his feet wet and stuff, but he's not gonna do it as a starter. And then the day after that, he comes in, scores 2. Gabriel Jesus comes in as a winger and actually assists a couple goals as well. And I just get proven wrong completely.
Okay.
Ferran Torres had a really, really good game. He proved that he can play as a striker for City in that game. I know a lot of people are gonna say oh, it's just Arsenal. Any game in the Premier League, you want to believe it or not, it's always gonna be a rough game because you never know how the team is gonna play. Maybe a team is coming off a bad streak and they're gonna play really well, or maybe it's a team in a really good streak and they play really bad. You never know how it's gonna go in the Premier League. So after that 5-0 win, Ferran Torres actually showing up, Jack Grealish actually showing up, doing stuff, that got me really excited for the season. And you also got to have in mind that Kevin De Bruyne did not play that game because he's still injured.
Right.
Same thing with Phil Foden.
Foden's
So
injured.
two really strong players were not even there.
I mean, then again, as you said, yes, some people will say, "Oh, it's only Arsenal," but I mean, it kind of is only just Arsenal. No offense, O'Malley. But okay, O'Malley, what do you think, or well, how do you think the players will react moral wise, the fact that they lost 5-0? I mean, it is City. They've been dominating the Premier League for a while now. So I mean, do you think it'll really pull their moral down that much, or more or less the same?
Well, it will put the morale down because our captain lacks any enthusiasm at all. Our captain being Aubameyang for some reason. And
For some
the
reason.
f- the f- the funny thing I like to point out is at 4-0, our fans were applauding.
Hmm.
I
Our
don't know
fans, yeah,
why.
our fans started clapping because we didn't score a goal, so our fans started clapping for City because they scored.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's nice. And yeah, at the
That's
final whistle, we all go and clap over our fans, but what's the point? Some people clap, some people walk down the tunnel. Bit of
hang
a
their head
boost
in
to the
shame.
fans.
I would have just felt
Yeah, and this is at home. This is at the Emirates too.
that's
So we got beat
just
5-0 at our ground.
that's just tragic. But okay,
Yeah,
so
That's bad.
you guys say
yeah.
that Arsenal is not gonna make it to top four, so they're not gonna be in the UCL this time around. But for the teams that are there now, my prediction would be City. City is not in the top four somehow. West Ham and Tottenham is freaking Chelsea and everybody else. It's crazy so far. Freaking West Ham has 10 goals. What? 10
Yeah.
goals? That's a damn. They're going hard. But okay, so for my prediction, I think City's gonna come up. Liverpool, we got Manu and Chelsea. Not in that specific order, but those are my top four. In spite of Tottenham and West Ham being there, I think once City gets in
Come
the
again.
groove, my
Come
prediction
again.
is gonna
Sorry.
be Manchester City, United, Chelsea, and Liverpool in the top four. Not in that
Okay.
specific order. Chelsea would likely will win, not, but maybe not. But still, I think that once City
So
and
no Spurs.
Spurs, I think they're gonna drop down to maybe. I don't think they're gonna be able to keep up with it, especially like when um, Ronaldo plays. I think Manu is gonna do better, so they might actually be able to retain that maybe third, maybe fourth, maybe even go to the top. I don't think so though,
Yeah,
but
the Spurs
we'll see.
are not in the UCL right now, right? Not this
No.
season.
I don't know. They're not.
Europa Conference League.
And nobody cares about that. But like for real, I think when City gets in the groove, they'll make it up there. So that's my prediction. What do you guys think? CS, who do you think is gonna be the top four?
Top four, and I actually think I actually have 1 through 4,
Okay.
and 1 and 2 are interchangeable. Like it can go those two, it can go either way. I'm thinking top two is gonna be Chelsea and Man City, and I'm saying those two can go either way. It's gonna be close, so either one of those can win it. Then after that, I'm gonna say Man U is gonna be third. Then I'm gonna say fourth is gonna be actually Spurs.
Oh, so Spurs over
I
Liverpool.
think I think Liverpool is actually gonna be fifth.
They're
Because
still decently
you
qualified.
gotta think about this for a second. Something that really hurt that last year was Van Dijk not being there, being injured, and now they're kind of forcing Van Dijk on actually playing after coming off a huge injury. And Van Dijk is older, so I don't think he's gonna perform as well as they're used to. But Van Dijk being such a huge player for Liverpool, they're gonna keep on playing him, and it's gonna hinder them defensively. And I think that's gonna come to basically bite them in the ass towards the end. I feel like
What's
that's
with
gonna
Salah?
affect that.
What
What
was
was
that again?
that?
What's with Salah and like the attacking department?
Well, the
I mean,
attacking's fine.
yeah,
Like they
their
still
attack is
got good
Like
solid.
attack.
Sane and
Yeah,
all those guys.
Still, you think
Yeah, I'm
he's
saying
gonna
I'm saying
do?
on the defensive end though. I feel like
yeah.
they're gonna suffer a little bit there because they're gonna force that
well,
Van Dyke playing
after
That's
him.
that,
that's interesting to know because there are draw. You see,
yeah, with Chelsea, the draw, which was, we'll get into that in just a moment. But like some people were saying that Van Dijk was actually holding Lukaku in his pocket for that match. What would you think
Yeah,
about
I
that?
heard that.
what do you mean?
Um,
Sorry.
Basically, Van Dijk had his ticket, so like Van Dijk would basically be like blocking him out, wouldn't make him get his chances and stuff like that. But even though CS was saying that he's been forced to play on an injury and he couldn't really keep up, what would you say to that controversial statement that he's actually doing good and he's keeping Lukaku out?
I think Van Dijk looked fine against Lukaku. No, I
He
actually
did look fine.
Yeah, what I said, the reason why I said like towards the end, I meant like, can he keep that level
Oh, so
after
sustain
having
it
that
through
injury?
this
Yeah, can
through
he
the
keep
season.
that level?
Oh, okay,
That's
I
why I said
see.
like, or in the back end is gonna come back and like basically
Like
bite him in the ass
yes.
because it
Yeah, but then
might
I think
it
Klopp
might
managed his fitness
affect
fine.
him. It might affect him on the long run
Maybe.
though. I didn't say right now he looks bad because he doesn't. But I'm saying that maybe they keep on forcing him to play after that huge injury since he's older. He might not be able to sustain that through the whole season,
Right.
especially during like the winter time where they have so many games one after another.
Right.
It
Okay.
might start affecting him.
Makes
CS,
sense.
That's what I see.
what do you know what kind of exactly what kind of injuries?
I can bring it up
he had?
right now.
I believe it was his knee ligaments.
Yeah, it was. I
Knee?
know it was his knee, but I don't know exactly the injury though.
Yeah,
His knees. God damn.
like I think his knee like popped out. It was
Oh,
against Liverpool. I think like yeah, that's all I know it was.
So like a ligament thing?
like he tore a ligament. My cousin did
He
that.
tore his knee ligaments. I think.
Jared.
He tore a ligament?
I think
Yeah,
that's what it is.
but he
Damn.
Yeah,
didn't even look
it was
bad.
a torn ligament on his right knee.
Yeah,
Okay. And he went through surgery, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a torn ligament has to have surgery.
Oh,
Tragic. I
he
mean,
still has to have
No, no, I'm saying
surgery?
like
oh,
after
he
you
already
tear a
did it.
ligament, you have to have surgery. So yes,
Oh,
Oh,
he
okay.
definitely
he
had
went
surgery.
through. Okay. So, SK, it was me and you that watched the Liverpool game.
Yeah.
What would you think? What do you think?
I think Chelsea would have won that if it were not for the red card. And I mean, just that first half. I know the second half they kind of parked the bus, yes, but the first half they missed Lukaku 2 to 3 times and literally clear. So that goes back to you guys talking about how like Van Dijk had him in his pocket. The guy was like free roaming in the box for free. If it wasn't for Havertz, you know. Um, it does go to say that yes, Lukaku did not score in that game, so there was something done correctly defensively from Liverpool, yes. But at the same time, it's not like Lukaku did not have the chances. His teammates just didn't feed
They
him the
missed him.
chance.
Right.
They missed him. Yeah,
yeah, I saw that a lot.
Guys,
they
Yeah,
missed him.
They
And
missed
then obviously the second half,
yeah.
you have to keep in mind he wasn't able to score because Reece James, right, got the
Right.
red card. So like tactically, you have to play a little safer. He's gonna have to
Gonna
be there,
fall
be the
back a
super
little bit
target
more.
man. Yeah, just defend a little bit more. So I think that kind of plays into how, how people are overrating Van Dijk putting Lukaku in his pocket because
Right.
it's not the whole story. You have to keep in mind Lukaku's teammates missed him for a couple chances, the red card, and then the second half, Chelsea just playing for the draw. So
Yeah.
I think all in all, it was a positive result for Chelsea, but not a positive result for Liverpool. And that's
Yeah, it's
why,
better for Chelsea than Liverpool.
yeah,
Obviously, yeah,
that's
definitely.
why I think Liverpool are probably going to finish fourth because if you can't pounce on opportunities for that, that's for me, that's technically they dropped 2 points. They
Yeah,
dropped
they
two
did
points that they
because
could have
they had
gotten.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, they had no excuse not to win that. I mean, Chelsea were kind of more very defensive, parking the bus that second half. They're playing for that draw because they knew it was in a very, very, very important point.
But yeah,
And
if
yeah,
we
that's what I think. That's
that's
what I
all
think about
okay.
the game.
Fair enough. I
Mhm.
definitely think that Chelsea had to do what they had to do to get that. But do you guys think that that was a deserved straight red card? Honestly,
Yeah,
like
No.
regardless of it being the game thing, I know that it's a
no.
handball in the box, penalty, red card. But from the look of it, plus the freaking ref, he barely look. He glanced at the monitor and then just pulled out a red card, Reece James off. So, what do you guys think about that? Straight red or no?
it's because of the new rules. It's because of what happened. It's bounced off to his knees and kind of moved his arm in the motion of the ball, and it's gonna hit it. If he didn't do that, it would have gone in. That's the
Yeah.
reason it's got a red card.
That's fair. But I mean, well, you said new. I honestly don't think that that was more of a player's reaction because he used his thigh, it bounced off of it, then his hand. I get what you're saying that
Mm,
if he didn't move his arm, it would have went in. But at the same time, like
yeah,
the way it looks very bad. I know it looks terrible. But I
Mhm.
just don't believe that it should be a straight red. Like
The
penalty,
thing is,
yes, and a yellow. Go ahead,
there
Betty.
are many shades, there is no card, yellow card, and red card. So you can
Exactly.
also, it's not like a handball, it's a straight red card. It's not even a straight yellow card.
No, yeah,
So
but the way it was that he was on the goal line and he used his
I
arm to
know,
block it.
but I think it's no different from like a handball in like in like on like the border of the small box with a shoot going straight into the goal.
Oh, okay,
And
fair enough.
what's
Yeah,
the difference?
but still, I agree with you. I don't think it's a straight red, honestly. And plus, the ref didn't even look at the video. He just looked at the picture because nothing was moving when he looked at the screen, and he was like, okay,
That's
red.
why it was a red card. If he would have looked at the screen, he would probably have given
Maybe
a
he would have went
yellow card.
different. Maybe. I'm not too sure on that.
Like,
But
Yeah,
what
I
did he
think the
think?
same as you. Yellow
Like
and
he did it on
pen.
purpose? That's what
I
That's what
doubt
the
that.
rest thinks.
That's what they think, that he did it on purpose, which I doubt that he tried to do that
I
on
So
don't
here's the
think
purpose.
thing, though.
that
Unless a player
nowadays.
blatantly puts his hands up, ball out, Suarez style, you can't really tell if it was like 100% like on purpose or just the motion that his body took to his leg, or like you can't really tell. But me personally, I would think that's a yellow and a pen, not a straight red.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
especially
honestly,
so
guys,
early in the game. Like, I know a lot of the coaches. Well, I read an article that I forgot his name, but the Chelsea coach and some I think the Liverpool coach as well. They were saying that they don't like red cards in general for the games because it basically ruins the game. Because nobody wants to see a game going from, because if you looked at it, both teams were basically going, they were equal going at it. Chelsea got their early goal, and then it just looked like it was going Chelsea's way. They were attacking, they weren't parking the bus, they were just doing what they got to do. And then they were like, they don't want to see a red card because then it slows down the tempo of the game. They are one man down, or two men, depending on how many red cards you get. Then they got to be playing defensive. Nobody wants to see that slow paced game. Everybody came for energetic, fast paced, moving game, lots of goals, stuff like that. So they were actually not in favor of that red card. They didn't like it, especially so early on in the game.
I think in the VAR era, no players will ever do like a handball on purpose.
No, nobody
Because
wants
like
to.
you're like observed like 24/7. So like it's not Maradona anymore.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, that's really all I gotta say on Chelsea. Apart from that, they got to do what they gotta do. They'll be fine. I honestly think that they will either win, if not second like CS, so it's either top two. And seeing that they do have Juve in the Champions League,
Oh.
that's gonna be an interesting game. What do you think, SK?
Oh. I think it's gonna be an interesting game. It's fair to say you guys are probably gonna win 3-0, in my opinion.
That's a specific
Uh,
number.
3-0, but no Lukaku goal. Lukaku has a curse against Chiellini Bonucci. He's
We'll
gonna
see.
get pocketed, but he is gonna get pocketed so well, like it's gonna be a tactical pocket for other players to score the goals.
Well,
I think
All
there
they
will
gotta do
be
is bring in
penalty.
Timo Werner.
Unfortunately, Jorginho will score a goal. I think against Juve. I think both home anyway will be losses.
With a penalty though,
You have no
Jorginho.
confidence whatsoever.
not even
Jorginho will
what?
score a penalty.
Man,
With that,
no
Jorginho will
with
score a
that,
penalty.
with his
I
jump,
mean,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Oh,
he
his
always
hop
does
penalty
that.
where
He
he
always
jumps.
hops before.
The hop, yeah, the little hop.
Well, I mean, I will. I can't say I agree with you. I think it'll be. It's a Champions League. No, it's not like a friendly or something like that. I don't think they're just gonna be that easy. 3-0 and then no. I can't agree with you on
I
that.
think it will be.
I do
I
think
mean,
that we will win, but I don't think it'll be
yeah.
just that easy 3-0. Maybe 2-1, 2-0, 1-0. It is the Champions League. People play differently in those type of stuff because there's a lot on the line. Even though
Yeah.
it's only group stage, so if you lose, you still have a chance to make it through. You know?
And about that, guys, I have a question.
What's
What
that?
do you think about the rule that it's the rule of the guest goal is cancelled?
Oh, away
The
goals.
the
Actually, okay, yeah.
goals are canceled now.
Oh,
How
the
do you
away goals.
Away.
Yeah, that's
the
bullshit. I
away
never liked
goals?
it. I never liked it. It's stupid. Honestly, I
I
think just
I
like the
agree with
World
it.
Cup. Wait, we agree with it being taken out or staying?
Yeah, being taken
No.
out. I
Yeah,
think
it's
it was
stupid.
Yeah.
nonsense. Like it
Because
made so much
honestly,
sense.
like I always wanted the Champions League to play just like how the World Cup is played. Neutral ground, nobody has home or away advantage. You just go, you play. That's how I've always wanted to be. So the whole away goal, it's confusing for what? Well, not really confusing. It's just stupid. It gives some people unfair advantage for no reason.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
agree.
shouldn't be. It's to test your skills of the champion. So it shouldn't be fair that okay, you come to my house, you score one goal. Okay, so basically it's 2-1. Like no, like especially if we tie 1-1, it just means that we're equally matched. I go to your house, we tie 1-1, and then just play extra time. Decide it right
Yeah,
there.
think about like AC Milan last season, like the place, like the stadium where we would mostly lose was San Siro,
So they
which
lose.
is home, because it's you know every pitch is different. Some are bigger, some are like the shape.
Some are bigger, some are
The
smaller, elevated
yeah,
differently. It is like that. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Champions League is gonna be interesting. This new
yeah,
era.
I'm really excited to see what happens in Man City's group.
I mean,
It's whew,
It's
it,
City PSG, right?
we got PSG.
yeah,
Yep.
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be.
I
It's gonna be tough.
it's fair to say that they're both gonna really go through. I'm just interested to see
I just want to see the
how they're
games
gonna
though.
do against each other. Because for me,
Yeah.
on paper, they're the ones that are. One of them is probably gonna win the Champions League. Honestly,
So you don't
either
think
it's
that the
them,
returning
PSG,
champions are gonna win?
City,
I really hope
City,
PSG is not
PSG,
gonna
and
win.
Chelsea. I think that's the three realistic choices, right? As of right now. And again, like I know a lot of times, like the teams that look strong on paper don't always go and win.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
more of the unit. It's not really about the individual stars and how good your team looks on the
Right.
paper. So maybe from now until March, we're going to see another team that gets developed more. I don't know. It will be interesting. Plus,
Eske,
yeah.
PSG, I think it's like those. Do you know those like Adidas dream team that you can
Yeah,
play
it's
on
pretty much it.
FIFA?
Yeah. All
I mean,
stars.
yeah, fair,
All
fair enough.
stars
With
team.
All Stars
Neymar,
team.
Mbappe, Messi,
Yeah.
yeah. I do think that they will go far in the Champions, but I still don't think. Well, at least I hope that they lose.
I
Since we're on
really
the
hope
topic
they
of the
did.
Champions League, who do you guys think will be the finals, or at least win? For me, I hope it's not PSG. I really do think that Chelsea can win it again,
I
second
think it's
time around.
Chelsea and Man City again.
Again for
I don't think Man City will get there.
probably not, especially seeing that they got
No,
that tough
I
group
don't
with
think so
PSG.
either.
I don't think they'll make it that far. But it's anything can happen. It's anybody's game. So
it
I think
should be
Chelsea.
PSG in the final.
If it's not them, I swear to God, they need to sell
Yeah,
everybody.
Wait,
They need to
it's
sell
Yeah,
Chelsea.
being
everybody.
yeah.
realistic, I think it's gonna be something like I don't know PSG or
if
Chelsea
if they
because Man City
lose,
like we had our chance last year and I don't see. So here's the thing though. Last year they were doing really good and you want to say whatever you want to say, but we honestly got kind of lucky in a sense when we played against PSG because of that red card that changed the pace of the game.
I don't
If it
remember.
wasn't for that, what was that?
I don't remember that match.
So in the second game, Idrissa Gueye, I think that's how you say his name. He got a red card, and that completely changed the pace of the game. That's when City actually started attacking. Because before that, they were playing kind of the same way where they were playing kind of slow, not really attacking that much, couldn't really make holes in in their defense, that kind of stuff. But once that red card came in, they started attacking hard. So if that red card wouldn't have happened, I honestly don't think City would have made it to the final. But hopefully this year with a healthy Phil Foden and a healthy De Bruyne, but that by the time the Champions League comes around, we can do something. I'm
You
hoping they
guys
play
believe in
better
United?
than last year. What was that?
You guys believe in United? No.
Uh, I mean, you're asking me if I believe in United. I don't like
I
them,
think
but
I think they can make Final Four.
realistically, I think they can be in the final four too.
Okay, well, seeing that you guys brought up United, what do you guys think about Ronaldo going back?
Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I really have to.
That's okay, Betty.
That's all right,
That's
buddy.
fine,
That's
buddy.
fine, Betty.
I'll see you guys.
All
See
right,
you.
we'll see you.
Yeah.
All right.
Have
We'll
fun.
Have a
talk
good
more
night.
soon on Red
Bye.
Boots TV. Bye,
Red
everyone.
Boots.
Bye, Betty.
Bye,
See you
Betty.
later.
Bye, guys. Thank you
Bye.
so much. Have a good night.
You too.
Good
You
night.
too.
All right.
Well, going back to United,
Yeah.
I don't think they have the squad yet to go all the way. I think they will do good. I think, like O'Malley said, I see them in the final four, but I just don't see them winning.
What do
I
you think
think
they
the
lack?
Same.
I
I
think
think
the
their team is
final
probably
four are
the
going to
same.
be Chelsea. I'm a little hesitant on City. Sorry, CS, because they are just very inconsistent. They're very inconsistent for me.
Oh no, I said that myself in the Champions League. They are very, very
Yeah.
inconsistent.
And I don't think they got what they needed, which was that striker. So they didn't really. They just got a left wing, even though you have Sterling, who is arguably England's best player in the Euros.
Yeah, I don't
So
get
it's
that
not.
Grealish shining though. I don't get
Yeah,
that.
so it's not like they really needed Grealish. Like they already have excellent wingers. You have Mahrez too, and you have who else do you have for wingers for City?
Ferran Torres was a winger. Apparently
Yeah,
now he's a striker.
yeah.
And Pep Guardiola does like to play Phil Foden at left wing sometimes.
Yeah, so for me, I think the final four in the Champions League are going to be PSG, City, Chelsea, and United.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so three English
wait.
teams
And
and
one
and
French
PSG.
team. So you don't even believe that any of the Serie A teams are
I think if it's any of them, I really think it's going to be Milan. I think Milan is going to be the best
not even
team
Inter?
in the Champions League. No, 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 no.
No
I
one
they
believes in
lost they
Madrid anymore.
lost too much.
Wait,
I'm
hold
not a
on.
big fan of Inzaghi, and I don't think he's ready yet. It's going to be his first season in the Champions League, Inzaghi. So he's not used to teaching there, and I think the loss of Hakimi, the loss of Lukaku, I think they
They lost
sold
Eriksen
someone,
too.
and Ericsson. Yes, that's like three superstars, like your main players, your main stars that you lost.
Right?
And I know they replaced Ericsson with Chalanoglu. They replaced Hakimi with Dumfries or Dumfries, lots of fries. And then
Dummy for
they got Correa and Dzeko for Lukaku. So yes, it is a good squad, but I don't know. I don't know. I think I just don't have faith in Inzaghi. I have faith in the squad, but not really in Inzaghi.
Okay, well
Because he's
sometimes
just inexperienced. He doesn't have the Champions League experience.
yeah, but
Yeah.
sometimes the team can actually take over and they can do it on their own without the help of the man. And they're the ones
Yeah.
on the pitch, they're the ones who work. So it is
That
possible
is
for
true.
them to do it, even if they have a not so capable manager. But
Can I just say
their
something quick?
manager is yeah, go ahead.
SK, do you know someone called Takahiro Tomiyasu?
No.
Oh, that's the
You
guy
don't
that just
know.
signed for Arsenal, right?
Yeah, he
That's the guy
played
that
on
went to Arsenal, no?
Yeah, I thought you know him
Yeah.
because he plays in the Serie A.
Bologna?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
that makes
that's
sense.
the guy I thought was a striker, but I guess he's not a striker.
No, he's a defender.
Yeah.
Mexican.
Juve wanted him. He's I'm pretty sure it's the guy that Juve wanted
What
a couple
Hopefully
of
he's
years
good.
ago.
Quadrado? Isn't
No,
Quadrado
no,
a
he's a
right back?
defender.
Quadrado played right back.
For me, just stop putting Quadrado right back. He's more of an attacker. It
Right
just
wing.
goes back to like managers using players out of position, which I don't
I
like
mean,
at all.
didn't he
Just
score on the first game of the season?
yes, he did, and he
Yeah.
played right wing.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Quadrado used to be a winger. Used to play
Yeah,
right
and
wing.
then
He did.
and then we had to kind of transform him into a right back because we lost Cancelo and we just didn't have anyone good to play right back.
Cancelo.
Cancelo is great. I love
Yeah.
Cancelo. He started to get lazy for Juve, especially in training. And Juve are a very strict club. Like they will sell your butt if you're not giving 110%, especially in the training. And there was
Cap.
a lot of
Cap.
videos of him like surface on the internet where he was like walking and his teammates were like running and training and stuff like that. But that doesn't change the fact that I do think he is one of the best fullbacks in the world for me.
How you gonna say that? But yet they haven't sold Morata. Come on now.
Morata?
Yeah. How you gonna say that and they haven't sold Morata yet? Is he giving
Yeah.
110%? I doubt
I think
that.
so. I think he is.
Maybe in training
If
he
that's
is.
the case, then he is way too terrible to be there. They need to get rid of him.
Yeah,
Maybe
nobody said
ASAP.
Morata is a good striker. He's average. He knows Juve. Allegri knows him. But he's a very mentally weak striker. Like if it's going well for him, he's gonna play great. But if it's not, his morale's gonna be low. His confidence is gonna be low. He's not gonna be able to like have. He's not gonna be a fox in the box. Pretty much, he might miss chances.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know.
average Euros as well. Didn't play
Yeah,
well there.
he's average at best. Morata's average is best. He did great with Tevez. He did really good that year. The year that Juve got to the semifinal. Sorry, not sorry. The final of the Champions League against Barcelona. In my opinion, that was his best year. And he was like, what, 22, 23? Then he went to Real, and then again, Real didn't believe in him. And then he went to Chelsea, and it didn't really work out in Chelsea. And then he went to Atletico, and Atletico's, he's on loan from Atletico now. So it's kind of like the Navas of the strikers, I guess. People don't really believe in him. He's
Navas is
always
a really
getting
good
replaced.
goalkeeper.
That's unfortunate for
Yeah.
him. But anyway, back to United. Then we go to City, and that's pretty much all we have for today. Ronaldo again. As SK, oh, she keeps saying it, but he can enjoy fourth place in the Prem.
Yes.
Why?
They're not finishing
Don't
that.
you think that Varane and Sancho will make a difference with Ronaldo there for them to make it
I
past fourth?
I think the United team, the United squad right now is great. It's excellent. I don't know how they're gonna do against Chelsea, City, Liverpool. That's my only issue. I think like these are three excellent teams, and I think it kind of goes back to my point of successful teams have a relatively like they're familiar with each other. So once you like get those four signings, and drop them in the team, it's gonna take time for them to play well as a unit. And so I feel like having Sancho on the left wings, and then a new striker, and then a new center back, and it's just too much. It's too much to do well right away in the same year. I think they will do better next year. I think they have a probably better chance. I think they will be the favorites going as you, depending on how this year goes for them too.
Right.
But I think um either third or fourth place for United. I don't think they're gonna win though. I don't think they're gonna win the Premier League. I think Chelsea are gonna win the Premier League, not City, because City won it last year, right?
They did.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I think it's gonna be Chelsea, and if it's not Chelsea, then City, but
I
definitely
mean,
not United.
it's only 2 games, but still, guys are forgetting that West Ham still has 10 goals. They're in second place, and Tottenham is at first. So
Another Leicester fairy tale.
it could
Nah,
be. It, it
Uh,
could
nah.
it could be.
with West Ham.
People said that about Everton last season
Not
when they
West
just
Ham.
went undefeated.
Not West Ham. Maybe it's
Ancelotti's
Tottenham's
still with
team.
Everton, right?
No, he's at Real Madrid.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay. So moving on to Man City, even though we already spoke about Grealish for 100 mil, but I mean, will Ferran Torres like rise up as their striker? What do you think,
I
CS?
mean, after what he showed last game, I mean, yeah, it's only one game,
Yeah.
but that has to be a huge boost to his confidence. And I mean, honestly, Pep Guardiola might keep on playing him as a striker because he had been playing, like I said, he had been playing Gundogan last season basically basically a center forward, and he was scoring, but I mean, they still needed a striker. And now that Ferran Torres showed up and actually in the game, played that well, I think Pep Guardiola is gonna try to keep him as a striker, especially now that he's starting Riyad Mahrez at right wing, and then he normally subs on Gabriel Jesus, which is supposed to be a striker. He subs him at right wing for Riyad Mahrez.
So
So
that
Ferran
goes
Torres
back
is
to
no
my
longer that right wing. Now he's a striker, and now the right wing is Gabriel Jesus. And Gabriel Jesus has been doing a great job at right wing though. He's been I think he has right now he has 3 assists so
okay. That's
far,
good.
and he's been coming in as a sub.
Good. That goes back to when SK was
Actually, no, he
talking
has 4.
about
He's one
players.
away. He's one away from Pogba right now.
Okay. That
Yeah,
goes
so
back
he's
to what
been doing
SK saying
really
that
good.
coaches or managers are playing players in different positions, what they're used to. Sometimes it can go good, as you can see him.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can go bad, like other players. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
and right
But
now, honestly, what I see in City, like I don't see honestly in City, I don't really see any weak point. Even though, yeah, like that's my team and everything. I don't see any weak point in regards to like the players they got right now. Because Ederson is a really solid keeper. The defense is amazing. I'm not like we got Kyle Walker and Joao Cancelo are fullbacks right now. Our center backs, well, Ruben Diaz is amazing and is an amazing center back. Laporte, I don't know, but he's been doing good. He's been doing good so far. The midfield, well, it's really good. Like we got Kevin De Bruyne once he comes back from injury. He's obviously an amazing midfielder. We got Gundogan as a midfielder as well. We also got Phil Foden once he comes back from injury. Our wingers, well, we have Sterling and Riyad Mahrez. They're amazing wingers. Now the striker is Ferran Torres. That's the only kind of like weak point that we have that we still don't know if Ferran Torres is actually good or not, or gonna be able to maintain that level. But I'm excited to see what happens with that though.
sure.
Can
Really
you play
excited to see what
Gabriel
happens with that.
Jesus as a striker?
I do not know why Pep Guardiola doesn't want to. Like, he hasn't been doing that, but he could play as a striker. He definitely could play as a striker. But Pep Guardiola is a weird manager. Like he always changes stuff. He always does things differently. And yeah, he's playing him as a winger and it's working. So I doubt he's a striker.
He played wing in the Copa America. That's why he's probably thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he did like to play wing, Jesus. So probably why.
Throw him out there then. If that's what
Yeah.
he wants, give him it. So okay, what do you think that Mendy is out? Will like Zinchenko step up?
Oh, Zinchenko is not going to take that spot now that Joao Cancelo got from the right side to the left side. Yeah, I think Zinchenko is not going to get that much play time, especially after what we saw like in the Champions League final last season coming from him. It wasn't his best game.
But
Yeah.
things happen later on. You never know.
Yeah.
O'Malley,
But I think
any
now that
thoughts on
Joao
City?
Cancelo got moved and he's doing good, I mean, he might just stay on the left side now.
Any thoughts on City?
Mm. Just if they sign Kane, you might as well just hand them the league because that's all they really needed as a striker. Everywhere else, they're just pretty much strong. Only
Yeah, me too.
real like, what'd you say? Say?
She's agreeing with you.
For me too,
Yeah.
yeah, because I think the reason why I have I have Chelsea winning over City is because Chelsea fixed their problem, which was getting a good striker, and City didn't, and that's going to be the difference in the end.
I mean,
Yeah.
the defense though. I don't know how I feel about Rudiger.
It's a little
You got
wonky.
Alonso back there.
Rudiger has improved so much
Yeah,
since I've been
Rudiger
watching
is
him. He used
solid,
to
bro.
be
He's
so bad,
improved a
and
lot.
somehow he's just become an amazing defender. I don't know where
He's
he's come,
good,
where
but
that's
I'm
from.
saying like him and Alonso back there. Not him like alone. He's fine. Like him, Alonso, bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, I could have muted time.
That's fine. But with Alonso and stuff, it's weird. I mean, Reece James is doing good. Fortunate for that red card though. But other than
I
that,
watched the game against Liverpool. Alonso defended. They all defended
no,
as a
they did
unit,
it
and
fine. They did
Alonso
fine.
bad. Like
They did fine.
yeah.
But I just as the season go on,
I get you. I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean.
as the season go on, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
as it is right now, it is really anybody's game. These teams will surprise you.
I'm still scared
Yeah.
about Spurs though.
I mean, shit. They're
Still
on
scared.
first.
I'm not.
I am scared of them.
Heung-min Son has been doing really good, especially when Kane wasn't like the first game where Kane didn't play. Heung-min Son like he showed up and he was not playing around. He was doing really good.
People may disagree, but I would prefer Son over Kane.
Oh,
Yeah, because Son
I
As a
like he
signing?
think.
maintains a
Yeah,
consistent level of being great.
I think he's better than.
wow.
Oh, that's
How
understandable.
is he? He's younger, right?
He's younger.
Yeah, he
is.
He offers more to the team as well, and I think he's better.
Yeah, so Kane scores a lot, but who assists him? Who is the one that like who's the one that creates all the like all the chances or most of the chances for the team? Like Heung-min Son just creates chances.
Son's like if Kane's playing, and Son's not there, then Kane's not getting goals. But Son can do it without Kane in the team. That's the
Oh,
difference between the two of them.
okay.
He proved it on the first game, first match.
Yeah. Like, yeah, Son doesn't need Kane as much as Kane needs Son. It's just like that's why Son's better than Kane. But people will say Kane's better because he scores goals, but that's because he's a striker. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his job. That's what he's paid for. But Son plays out wide, he gets just as many goals, you know. But yeah. I think he should leave Spurs as well, but he will stay because
Where
he's
would he
loyal.
go?
Juve.
He can go and he can go
Okay.
anywhere. He's good enough.
Juve. Why you always trying to
Free
plug
transfer.
Juve in?
We need
He can
we
go.
need a left wing. We need a good winger to play with Chiesa.
He would suit. He'd suit Juve. He'd do really well at Juve. It'd be easy for him. He can go Real Madrid. Real Madrid need a left winger too. To be honest, actually no, they got he'd fit in Real Madrid as well. You'd do well anywhere at any country really. He's actually a very good player. Right, but eventually he would have to leave to win a trophy because Tottenham are not winning any trophies anytime soon. To be honest.
Yeah, I agree on that.
He
Okay.
should have
Yeah.
left already, like earlier.
Yeah, so should have Kane. He wanted to leave, but Man City
Maybe
didn't
he
want to pay
can.
the money.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like they
Yeah.
just cost so much, so they are almost stuck really where they are.
Yeah, but he should have.
Especially in the pandemic, nobody can
Yeah,
pay that much money.
but Kane signed a new deal, and I think he's got like 3 or 4 years left on his contract. That's why he costs so much.
Mm,
So Man City might go back for him in maybe next year or the year after, but he'll be like 30 by then. So he's
yeah.
going to get older and older without winning any trophies, and it's kind
Does
of
he have
bad
a
for him.
release clause?
I don't believe so, but even if he did, it'd probably be 250 million. So it'd be more than what
Yeah.
he was worth anyway. So
Yeah.
Okay. So, any final thoughts before we end it here?
Ugh.
final thoughts. Final thoughts. Well, the deadline day is over, and Chelsea managed to sign Sal from Atletico Madrid, which I think is really good business.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive. I don't think Juve did any more business.
No, we were supposed to, not supposed to really, but there were a lot of rumors of us either getting Pjanic back from Barcelona
Yeah, I heard about that.
or Witzel from I believe he plays in Dortmund.
Yeah, plays
Um,
Dortmund, yeah.
Yeah, and they just decided to go against them. So the final deal that Juve had was bringing Keane in a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So
Pretty original about that.
that's pretty much it for us. Really, we're gonna have to. We got Rugani back from League On. He's like a third, fourth choice defender. We sold Demiral to Atalanta after Spurs got Romero from Atalanta. And then, like we mentioned, we got Locatelli. We lost Ronaldo. We got Keane. And then I don't know if I would count Dybala as almost a new signing because literally he missed all of past season. So I guess he's going to be another player for us if he can stay fit. Yeah.
If.
If.
The big keyword, if.
Yeah.
So, yes, any final thoughts?
No, the final thoughts that I had, I already said them in regards to like basically City. But everything else, there's not much to say. Everything has been said about it.
Well, thank you guys for coming out today. I mean, it's first video. I think it went well. As far as
Yeah.
the next one, most of these people here work, so I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but just make sure to check out our Instagram. We always post on there new contents daily. Check that out, and you'll definitely get notified when we either get to go live or post a new video. So I guess until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
Peace
Later.
out. See you later.